to himself off that corner. Everyone's in sync right now, and that shot is sunk.
You can't believe it.
A lot of skill on the field, and really even in this matchup right here. That one finds the net. All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Adaptive Esports Tournament's $25,000 season finals. I'm Frank. Joining me at the desk again is Lemon Kiwi.
Hi.
Hey, are we excited for these season finals?
Yes, I came dressed excited. Okay,
I got the bling on. It's like it's good cop, bad cop. It's good cop, bad cop. For this, we're gonna have to take sides. We're gonna be at each other's necks this whole time, I'm sure. But just like the players, the competition is going to be fierce here today. But before we get into those matches, let's take a look at your format and prizing. Again, kind of similar rules that we've seen throughout the season. Standard 2v2 Rocket League rules. There is that 7-goal limit in effect. This bracket, however, is going to be a double elimination bracket, and the pool play results that these competitors went through for the whole season kind of affected where you started in that bracket. And of course, the big prize pool over there on that right side, the season finals prizing $10,000. Going to our first place winners here today. And really the big takeaway is that if you manage to qualify for these season finals, you're walking away with something, 8th place still making $500 on the day.
And to just have a quicker day too. Not gonna lie. And these are twos.
Yes.
You only have to split that with one other person.
Yep, that's easy math. I think that's
Girl math.
That's easy math right down the middle. Absolutely. So let's take a look, of course, at our bracket. So some of these matches have already concluded, but some of the highlights we wanted to touch on, that Disability versus McCrug Mafia, one of the closest matches we saw so far in these season finals. McCrug Mafia taking Disability, your previous season champions, to that game 5. And then another shout out is Wheels of Glory, who lost to Juicy Ride earlier in the season, managed to get their revenge there in the bracket, but unfortunately they were eliminated by Disability one match later on. Now, the other thing, the first match we're going to be going to is that lower bracket match where it's Handicracked versus Disability. In pool play, they also went to a game 5. So I'm expecting our first match of the day to be a close one. And then on that upper side of the bracket, Uncontrollables versus I Bet are 1 and kind of 2 seeds making it through to that winner's final.
I'm so excited. For the months and months we've been casting this, 4 teams are left, and for how many thousands of dollars are at the peak of this, it all comes down to this, and this first match is going to be the best. I'm glad we're starting with this one.
Right.
And, and it'll be a couple matches, but this one's going to be the closest, and I'm hoping for a game 5. We've had a lot of sweeps just because the peak of talent is absolutely at the peak, and there's still a lot of people growing and improving. Yeah,
that's kind of one of the big things with how this season played out was we kept adding new talent into that pool, and the talent kept getting better and better week after week, so it didn't give, a lot of these teams time to adjust because they didn't see them week after week like you would in, a more of a non-tournament style format where you get to scout, a team could kind of come in, and then we saw that with I Bet in that kind of final qualifier where they made it into pool play. And I think, their skill level caught a lot of teams off guard, and they were scrambling to kind of catch up. But now that they've had time leading into this grand final, I'm excited to see how these teams will fare.
Well, let's get into the game.
Let's do it. I'm ready. Again, Disability versus Handicracked. Some of the earlier teams that had qualified here. So it's going to be a fun one. And like we kind of mentioned about Disability previously, they were the ones we saw making the most adjustments, really kind of adapting, to play on that word a little bit, the best to their opponents. Yeah. So we're going to have to see what they're bringing to the table here today. Again, solo with a little kickoff. Going to be going at that Disability net, but gonna roll just off that post. You have Handicracked playing there, and the pop-up is going to go in, getting Handicracked on the board first.
Yeah, you knew this challenge was just going to come head on, so I like that Vega just got a little bit under it so you can see if you can go for the dunk and was successful with it. So you have Handicracked on the board, and of course we have our former champions of disability on the field, but in a lower bracket situation where it's do or die. And of course, shout out to Solo, who came by Discord and was like, wish me luck, and I gave you all the luck that I can non-biasedly give.
Right. That unbiased luck is in effect here with that early goal. You do love to see it. And then, of course, if people have been following, Vega previously played under the name Dracus here with Handicracked. So that's the same player, just rocking a different in-game name here. Here we see Disbel up off that backboard, trying to get the clear going. Solitude going to go just wide on that attempt of the takeaway. It looks like Disbel able to get some offense going. Ball up off the backboard, but it's going to be blocked by Vega.
Oh, and good clear from Handicracked. Vega tried to go up the wall and maybe get a second touch, but Disability get there first, but Handicracked have good stabilization. Solo, at least Solitude had to dodge that. So a lot of space created from Handicracked as they try to dominate now this corner. They're playing really close together. Solo crossing in front of the net. But because they played so close together, because Vega was in a more conservative position, he wasn't in a position to really dive into that ball see while it was crossing to get into the net. So Handicracked up by 1, but no longer. Tied 1-1.
Yeah, beautiful carry here by Disbel, and that's what we were missing, I think, from him during that previous qualifier. His ability to really just 1v2 in the scenarios where it called for it. So love seeing Disbel there really take control of that offense, get his team on the board, get us tied up 1 apiece now. But it's a kickoff goal with the assist coming through from Vega as Solo is going to find the net.
And you forgive that one real quick. Great recovery from Solo off the kickoff. Disbel was just went for the challenge when was a second too late on that, and trying to kind of curve back towards the net was going to be difficult to adjust in the moment. So Handicracked getting back that lead after almost losing it there for a second, but Disbel with a good shot on net. Vega puts it to the side. Now Vega and Solo helping each other inch forward. It's off the back wall. Good protection from Disbel. Down to the ground. He gets the second touch that Vega was looming to strike on. As Vega goes in for an open net, and now it's 3-1.
Yeah, Vega just being a great opportunist there at that midfield line. You see Disbel got the little bump from Solo. Just got him into a little bit of a wobble. Lost control of that ball, but Vega was there for the pickup to extend the lead for Handicracked. Like the way they're playing here, just really keeping the pressure on Disability.
Oh, okay.
But here we go, right off the kickoff. Disbel gonna bring us within 1.
I gotta watch this kickoff. It didn't even look like Handicracked just didn't communicate who was going for kickoff. Vega laid for that. That's something you practice in the training packs, you know, how to hit kickoff goals like that when no one's on the other side. So now it's only within 1. We said this match was going to be close and wasn't expecting this amount of kickoff goals, too.
Yeah, it really has been. I think 2 or 3 of these scored goals. Disbel going for a little drop there. Solitude still at midfield to keep this offense alive. There's Vega. Putting this one in the purple corner. Trying to get something going off the sidewall now. As that one rolls away, Disbel will find control. Solo will contest, however. We'll have to see if Handicracked has something in store now.
Yeah, Handicracked, good reads in the midfield as you knew Disability were clearing. Kind of don't let that control go for free. Disability having a lot of free space to just put it all the way downfield, transition this right into Disbel, who has to disengage and go for more boost, which doesn't seem to be available. So it was up for Disability to buy time, and so they did. They used those resources to go downfield and haven't been able to crack through that net yet.
Yeah, things slowing down considerably here as Disability starts to search for that tying goal. Solitude making an attempt here. Has to get his tires on the ground, but it's going to be Disbel with the aerial play, able to secure that tying goal. Well played to Disbel here. Just kind of goes over both defenders as Vega tries to get up for that one, and Solo just too far underneath it. So with 2 minutes left to play, we are all tied up at 3.
Oh, when there's a giant traffic jam, when the 50 goes straight to the ceiling, you throw on ball cam, sometimes you get lost in the sauce, and that was just quicker, just awareness, field awareness from Disability to recover on that, and look at that. They could even get the lead. What a cut from Solitude, but lacked some power there using the side of the car. Just at least had it on target, but Handicrack had enough time to get in front of the net. Tied 3-3 with 90 seconds left. See Solitude and Disbol. They'll hold the midfield and hopefully not let Handicrack transition through unless Vega wants to go above and beyond. Not able to get past Disbol with the Devil on the solo. There's a lot on Vega's shoulders to protect this.
Yeah, Vega really trying to carry that defense as Solo looks to get the offense started, but Disbol and Solitude really doing a great job at midfield, slowing them down, not letting them get the setups they want. It's a great save by Disbol. Going to maintain the tie game as we near just 1 minute left to play.
Like that corner boost steal from Disbol, and you can see that Handicrack without boost might have issues. Solo dunked in and now just wants to make sure he bumps Disbol off the ball, but unsuccessful. I thought that was going to go more on target. 52 seconds, a lot of pressure coming in from Handicrack. Missed touch here from Solitude. Vega wants to clean up. Disbol forces the 50 to not let that slip through. But Handicrack have possession. The pass to Solo. It's above and it's beyond, and Handicrack take the lead.
What a difficult play to defend here as Handicrack has a beautiful setup. The pass from Vega lined up perfectly to Solo as they take the 1-goal lead with just 40 seconds left to play. I was just going to comment too on how Disability was layering their defense really perfectly and really making it tough for Handicrack to get a shot on net.
Wow.
And now maybe even an unfortunate bounce could seal this one away for Disability.
Yeah, it feels put away lock and key, and you see Disability were so committed, so extended into the box. They both thought they could get the dunk off, and that would have been the play to tie things up 4-4, and instead it bit them in the butt. So
yeah.
30 seconds, it's not impossible, but Disbol, this shot, oh, it looked so good, and Vega saves.
Yeah, don't blame Disability at all for, kind of the hyper commit on offense, because they did need that tying goal. The opportunity was there. It's just really the ball took an unfortunate bounce that resulted in this Handicrack 2-goal lead. But Disability still showing some tenacity out here on the pitch. So despite things not going necessarily their way in that first game, I think, they're looking good going into game number 2. Doesn't really look like that one affected them too much, and I'm expecting another close game here as these two teams continue to battle it out.
Yeah, Disbol and Vega walk away with hat tricks. Shots pretty similar, pressure pretty similar. I think just like the small moment of mistakes from Disability, whether they weren't in positions to support each other, miscommunications on the kickoffs, just maybe Solitude going for boost instead, not kind of expecting the really powerful shot from Vega sometimes. And those small mistakes are what had Handicrack capitalize on and take these small leads. And that was just game 1.
Yeah.
So I'm expecting I'm expecting Disability to do well.
Yeah, I think there's plenty of games left for them to make those, minor corrections. If I had to attribute a word to it, it'd be like unforced errors, right?
Yeah.
Just a couple of situations where, things were slightly misaligned, but I think if they can just refocus ever so slightly, they'll be in a great spot to take a couple of games off of Handicracked here. But for the time being, they'll be Handicracked with that 1-game lead here in this best-of-5 series, and just like that, beautiful passing play coming through from Solitude as Disbol gets on the board first here in game number 2.
Yeah, Solo just had that slight weak touch that Disbol smelt in the water like a shark, and he dove on that, had the pre-jump, slammed it, dunked it right in. Disability start with the lead. And you can already tell the kickoffs, they're communicating better. Solitude is right in front of the net this time, ready for whatever can happen. You're not having those missed timings, but you are still having a lot of shots being dumped in from Handicracked. And what I like about Handicrack's offense too is when they're in that orange half, they fight for possession, and these passes get so dangerous when Vega wins the corner challenge.
Yeah, Vega has been scarily accurate with those passes too, really setting his teammate up perfectly. But it does look like Disability on the defensive end have started to be able to predict that. Disbol going for the shot attempt. Solitude has the backup to slow Handicrack down in this transition. Getting it back to defend. Nice little diversion there from Solitude will maintain that 1-goal lead.
Can't tell if that was a bump or a Rule 1, but I'm going to pretend I didn't see it. There's some kind of conspiracy that if you break that, bad things will happen to you. It's like a black cat in the street or something. But a couple of close attempts from Handicracked, just hoping this goes more on target. Disability need to find the clear, and a powerful one. This goes above. Solitude hoping to connect to Disbol, who didn't jump early enough, and Solo wants to go clean this up, but the bounce off the wall is a little awkward, and what a pass just to secure that tie.
Yeah, it just really seems like Handicracked's teamwork is super on point here today. You know, Vega clearly communicates he doesn't have the angle for the shot, but he can set his teammate up, and sure enough, Solo is there to tie us up at 1. So great display of teamwork there yet again from Handicracked, but we'll have to see if Disability has the answer. They've fired back quickly before, but this one looks like it might take a little bit more time. But does Disbol have the pinch? It's going to be Solo with a great save.
Yeah, Solitude had a decent setup, kind of a powerful shot to the back wall that Disbol wasn't in position to go for, but just with how fast it was coming, he had the boost to pre-jump, and it looks like with enough pressure, Disability finally get the lead back. They started the game with this lead. It's all up to Disbol. Great car control, bumps that player out of the way, and all Solitude has to do is tap it in.
Yeah, Disbol with the great awareness there, and Solitude with the great follow-up. You saw on that replay the devastating bump that cleared the way for that goal to go in. And with that goal, Disability retakes that lead. Now we'll be looking to Handicracked for their response. Right now, Solo just going sidewall to sidewall. Vega has the touch. Gonna send it down to the orange side of the pitch. We'll see how Solo plays this one out. Vega does get the demo, so Solo looks to go on the attack, but it's gonna be Solitude sending that one away and forcing him to rotate back onto defense. The demo has been answered for as well, as Vega taken out momentarily.
Ooh.
See Solo trying to set that one up, looking for that passing play yet again.
That was a dangerous transition for Handicracked, and it ends up just turning in their face. Solitude is the one who gets credited for this. It was off of Disbol, kind of a 50. He ended up losing, but a quicker recovery from Solitude down to the ground that just, I guess, put this one in.
Yeah, Solitude just able to position himself perfectly on that one. You know, you could kind of tell Vega was calling out, hey, I'm on the sidewall, I'm available for that pass, but the passing angle that Solo set up just was in Solitude's way, and he was able to intercept and convert that into a goal. So just some great situational awareness coming through from Disability. The demo as plays starting to get physical out here. Another demo as Solo is going to be taking out Disbol. It's all Solitude. Disbol spawns back in, and thankfully that ball is cleared away.
That was almost Handicracked getting a 2-on-1 goal, and Solo bumps Solitude out of the way, not letting them have a chance. Disbol stops the momentum, but it's a bit hard to kind of center this one out. Maybe going for the pass. Solitude! Oh, didn't jump early enough. He came up from below the ball, popped right up, gives possession to Handicracked. But it's Disability that have a decent lead with 90 seconds left. They just gotta not choke it. And this is an open net. Does Disbol have more boost? No, it's Solo that gets there in time.
Wow, and Solitude even attempts the follow-up. It's gonna be stopped by Vega. Solo with a big bump onto Solitude, knocking him back towards his own net. Now we have Vega and Solo in opposite corners, but that could open up a shot here from Disbol, but no, thankfully Vega able to get back in time. And with that, the pass over to Solo is going to result in a goal for Handicracked. So they're able to bring this one within one, almost the exact mirror image of what we saw in game number 1 between these two teams.
Yeah, that was a pretty low shot, and Solitude had a decent chance to at least get a hand on it, even just to pop it up a bit, but too late on that, and we have a game on our hands, and this could be Handicracked coming back, maybe even going to match point, yeah, or Disability can even up the series, and that will be some extra insurance they needed.
Yeah, Handicracked really having a tough time here against these solo plays out of Disbol. Of course, Solitude is setting them up. Those solo attempt shots, they're trying to double commit, but Solitude has proven that he can step up and score when need be as well. So in this game number 2, Handicracked is struggling a bit to see who they want to prioritize on defense. Solo playing this one patient in the corner, off the backboard, but Disbel is there for the touch. Solo can go up yet again, but Disbel still ready and waiting. We'll have to see if Vega can get another one of these signature passes off, but looks like Solitude going to be running interference this time, looking for the clear.
Solitude uses a lot of boost to power his way through to that purple half, and Handicrack just had good pressure in that last 15 seconds. They just needed 1 second on the clock to get a kickoff goal going if that would have worked out, but Disability hold the wall and tie our series 1-1.
Yeah, this is a really intense back and forth, just like we were mentioning. So, I feel like it's one of the few times we were accurate in our predictions, where we kind of said, hey, this is going to be a close one, and sure enough it was. But, that's just kind of going off of not only their history in the qualifiers, but in the pool play as well, really going to those game fives time after time, and it's looking like we might get another one here today.
Yeah, and how quickly those mistakes were cleaned up, and the plays, Disbel especially, my favorite goal of his is when he just set himself up, went for the bump, dribbled it in, bumped the player, Solitude just had to tap it in.
Yeah.
Like, that's the type of synergy I was waiting all season to see out of Disability, and the way they're able to connect, stay composed in a series as important as this, in the lower bracket, it's all on the line. But now the series is all tied up, so who will go ahead now? Yeah,
of course, like you mentioned, this is that lower bracket, so both of these teams fighting against elimination here and looking to move on in that bracket. A little floater coming through from Vega will be stopped in its tracks by Disbel as Disability looks to get some offense going. But the double commit from Handicracked going to send this one to the opposite end of the field. Disbel now looking to pick up some speed towards this one, loses control at that midfield line, but he's got a teammate backing him up. Rolling in front of the net. Does Solitude have it? No, that one cleared away.
How did Solo save that so quickly? And the way he rounded the net and was able to get the full clear. Usually you could just do a stop like that and that's it. And the way they both double committed for that when it comes to Handicracked, I can't believe they stopped that. Yeah. Now with a minute gone, Disability are the ones in trouble. This goes to the left side, but Handicracked just kind of played conservatively in the midfield, not thinking they could win those challenges. And Handicracked have been a pretty smart team thus far. I haven't really need to criticize a lot of their timings, but Vega crashes right into Disbel, neutralizes that 50, and we're still left in a 0-0 game, but here comes Solo, reset available, drops the ball down, but Vega wasn't in a position to tap it in.
Yep, now we'll have to see if Disability can capitalize on this opportunity, but Solitude going to be bumped out of the way. Disbel is trying to set his teammate up there. Here we go, Solitude getting aggressive now. And the demo is going to come through, so Vega momentarily out of the play. We'll be back in now. A slight mistouch from Solitude might open things up for his opponents, but Disbel able to regain control in his own corner. Going for the aerial play now. Will get the demo onto Vega yet again and will follow up with the goal. Disbel, the one-man show with that goal.
Oh, the dribble into the demo and had a really kind of lucky drop off on the ball that it just kind of perfectly aligned with the net, and he just needed to come out a bit and tuck it in. Put this game to bed with still 3 minutes left. Disability up 1, and maybe a free kickoff goal. Solo reaches up in time.
Yeah, that ball staying in neutral as both players on that kickoff squared off with a perfect 50, but it's going to be Solitude finding yet another opening in Handicrack's defense. Solo trying to catch up to this one, but going to be tapped in by Solitude as they're up 2-0 now in game number 3 of this best of 5. Disbel going to win this kickoff for his team. Solitude trying to follow that one up, but Solo going to rip it away. Goes for the touch, but Disbel comes through. He's going to get the demo onto Solo, so now it's Vega. Only one up for his team right now. Now Solo, fresh off that respawn, tries to get the offense going again. Continues to be denied by the Disability defense. Disbel in front. Make Vega change up his positioning, but off the backboard, he has the double tap off of disability to score that goal and bring it within one.
I was worried if Handicrack were going to be able to keep up this offense because Vega used so much boost to not get the touch, and Solo had a beautiful setup in the box where Vega didn't need boost, but that was almost a pretty easy shot to defend, but Vega was in a position to dunk it in and keep it within one.
Yeah, nice work here. Now, Handicrack yet again on offense. Seeing if they can find the tying goal. Into the corner, can he get the clear? Be cleared down right into the wheels of Dismal as he looks to push this offensive advantage. Vega able to send this one back towards the orange side, but Disability still trying to keep this offense alive. And it's really Handicracked able to secure these clears, but like you kind of mentioned, Disability so strong in those transitions from offense to defense. As soon as they get the touch, they are looking to put it right back in the purple side of the field.
Just really like Dismal's movement around the field. He's so fluid. He's grabbing boost. He has the ball. He's moving from one side of the field to the other. It's hard to keep up with him. And both teams kind of flipping, trying to avoid each other. Also avoided the ball, and Dismal tries to flick above and just pushes Vega into his own net and ties it up 1-1.
I think Dismal is in that flow state right now. Just like you had mentioned, with his movement, able to read the defender, carry it right into a goal, into a bump. Beautifully played by Disability. They find that tying goal now. We'll see what they have in store for us off this next kickoff. Solo trying to pick up the pace a little bit, but struggling to find the touch on that ball. Does miss the corner boost, does manage to double back for it, but that one gonna sneak right in front of the net. No goal secured.
Good opportunities created by Solo there, and Handicrack just needing to find a way to connect in these small windows of opportunity, and getting demos in a twos match is so important, but needing to be at least in an offensive situation to capitalize on that, as that was quickly cleared out by Disability. 3 minutes left, tied 1-1, not a lot of boost for Disbol, and just needs to touch this and not own goal, of course. Great touch to that corner to deny Handicrack's shot.
Yeah. Great defense yet again coming through from Disability. Solitude trying to get the clear, but Solo is there to put this one back up. As his teammate waiting behind him, looking to set up that play, but Solitude now picking up that pace, and that one's going to bounce in as well.
You can tell with the wave dashes, I don't think that defensive player had enough boost to get back. Yeah, Vega runs out at the last second, can't race back in time, and you gotta always worry about Disability. You don't have like any time to grab the side boost, the corner boost. You just always have to be attacking the ball, because Disability, as soon as you leave them alone, they take these crossfield shots. And look at Dismal just demoing his way in, the red carpet laid, as Disability up 3-1.
Dismal does not care if you're in his way. He is going right through you. Disability sending a message with that goal. It looks like they are looking to move forward in the bracket unless Handicracked can find a couple of answers. And so far, it's all Disability here in game number 4. Solo is up for this one, but Solitude with a great challenge. Send this one back down. Does Vega have a touch? He does, but Solitude able to recover. Light touch could be dangerous, but so far so good for Disability.
Ooh. Oh, Solitude's lucky that shot wasn't on target. Handicracked have done everything they can to put themselves in this position. Dismal pitches it out. Maybe he was going to hit the post, but that looked really close to me. Handicracked just need at least one to keep themselves in the game. 2 minutes left, and now a goal deficit heavy in favor of Disability, who look to even get more insurance goals, but Solitude's still just trying to slow down this momentum push, as Handicracked have been really close to scoring. It's just been an accuracy issue for them. Solo to the back wall. Second touch denied by Disbol.
Great denial there coming through from Disability. You can see some of that panic and a little frustration maybe even setting in for Handicracked, as Disability continues just to make things difficult for them, not allowing them to get these easy clears, easy touches. They just want to run down that clock. You have Disbol just trying to carry this one away from the purple squad. Dismal getting in the way yet again. Solo attempting to go for that bump. They have to get back on defense as Dismal was trying to go for a dunk yet again.
I think Handicrack need to believe in bullying because Dismal has been demoing them, bumping them, shoving them into their net. There's a defender there. He's going to remove them by force. Handicrack have had really good opportunities where the ball is crossing in front of the net, but you don't have that second player who's confident enough to push up, use all that speed to capitalize on that play. So that hesitancy is what's costing Handicrack maybe a couple goals. And Disability, they're a team that are taking risks, and it's paying off. Hence why they're 3-1, hence why they could be taking the series in the next 20 seconds if Handicrack don't get their heads together.
Yeah, and Dismal just in a great spot to continue to carry this ball downfield, get it on the other side, and but I did not expect that one to find the net, but if you're Handicracked, you will take it. A little pinch on that sidewall, and the follow-up from Vega is going to make this one close yet again.
It's not over. 10 seconds. Who's going to get possession off of this kickoff? Dismal, I guess Handicrack went for a fake kickoff, so you're already in the purple half with the ball. Handicracked have to move down. You see Vega waiting for his moment. Solo collides with Solitude. The ball lands on the ground, and Disability move on in our lower bracket.
Wow. Handicracked making an absolute run at it there at the very end with that great play by Vega to bring it within one, but unfortunately just the clock not on their side. And that last kind of pinch attempt being knocked off, I think the ball in the air wasted maybe 5 or 6 seconds before it really ever came down. So Disability able to battle back after losing that first game in the series. And I mean, they've got that tenacity. They got that dog in them in that lower bracket. They are cooking right now. We'll have to see as they are going to be able to move on. But Handicracked with that match, unfortunately, will be eliminated. But still, like you saw in the bracket, hard-fought matches by them as well.
Yeah, they perform. Handicrack performed exceptionally well in that game one. When it came to Disability, when I watch their matches, it feels like they more lose to themselves because they're such a team with tremendous talent and skill that when they have an off day, they have an off game, you see it, and that's when they lose. Yeah. And I think once they clean those mistakes up, which usually takes a couple games, sometimes another whole series, but the way that Disability just quickly just woke up, adapted, and I hate to use the word you used again.
It's a great word.
But Disability, the way they just flipped from game 1 to game 2, completely different team, especially Solitude positionally, just didn't let anything else go through.
Yeah, well, there are still plenty more matches here today in our $25,000 season finals. So we're going to throw it to a brief commercial break, and we'll be right back. Stay tuned.
Okay.
right, ladies and gentlemen, we are back with our Adaptive Esports Tournament's $25,000 season final. We just saw our first lower finals game be played out, and it was Disability who was able to mount that comeback event against Handicracked and move forward in that bracket. And yeah, so taking a look just at this bracket reel here, give you guys that real-time update. So on that bottom side of the graphic, you'll see Disability moving on, and they don't have an opponent just yet, but they will be facing one of the two teams between the Uncontrollables and I Bet. So whoever loses that match will drop down into the lower bracket where Disability is waiting. And as you can see, the two teams moving on to this upper final both 3-0'd their opponents, who just happen to be Disability and Handicracked. So just kind of the rock, paper, scissors of 3-0s here on full display in the bracket.
All right, but who's going to be the paper, scissors, rock?
That's what we have to find out. That's what we're about to find out next is who's going to be the paper, who's going to be the rock. But so far, I think, Disability definitely rocked the lower final. Thank you.
You're so funny today.
Thank you. They definitely rocked that one. And I think, like we were mentioning before the break, and I think you had a great point about, they are probably the team, for better or for worse, with the highest variance that we see from qualifier to qualifier and now in the season finals. It really feels like, when they're struggling, their lows are a little bit lower, but when they're able to perform, their highs are a little bit higher. And I think that's what's happening here today, especially as they got warmed up further along in that series. Just the aggressive plays we saw out of Disbol going just
He's nuts.
He's not messing around today. He is not messing around today. So anyone who runs into them in bracket is up for, a challenging match for sure. But, between these two teams, Uncontrollables were one of our first qualified teams for that pool play, and they put on a show during that qualifier number 1, with Ashley, the incredible plays we saw out of him, and of course his teammate Pandemonium backing him up. And then I Bet is one of the newest teams that came into this season final in qualifier number 4. And they kind of had a slower burn, I think, in terms of what they were showing us, at least on stream, in terms of those mechanics. It was tough to get a read on them. It couldn't really tell if they were struggling against a certain team or if that team was just putting up a better fight. But the second match that we saw from them in qualifier number 4, they were really playing lights out. The mechanics were on point, and at times they started to look like they could go toe-to-toe with the Uncontrollables. But in that pool play, it's been Uncontrollables coming out on top. They were able to defeat them 3-0 in pools, but like we kind of mentioned earlier with Wheels of Glory, they were able to get revenge on Juicy Ride, who 3-0'd them during qualifiers, but in this bracket, they were able to win 3-1. So, it's really going to come down to what adjustments these teams have made, how prepared they are for their opponents, and, like in the case of Disability, are you just, performing at your peak on the day?
And that's what's important, is how you're doing today.
Today's where it matters.
It's the last day of the season, thousands of dollars on the line. We're going to the upper final in a second. I haven't seen Uncontrollables lose a game, and I don't really know. Okay, that's facts.
That's the thing.
I had a vibe.
No one has. Yeah, so Uncontrollables, living up to the name, have not even dropped a single game, both in any qualifier or in any pool play. So they are setting the bar for what essentially has to be beat. They're saying, hey, come on, step up. It's up to you guys to beat us. We haven't dropped the game yet.
And this is such a huge prize pool, too. Someone has to challenge them. Someone must control them. Or else they'll go to the grand final and be, at the very least, top 2. And it looks like our upper final is ready to go. We'll see if Uncontrollables gonna look human on the field,
right?
Or
can
or
they
not.
be controlled? And it's all up to I Bet to do just that. I think that is the team that kind of can give them the biggest run for their money, but it does come down to how well are they performing. We have seen some variation in I Bet as well. These two teammates kind of, it depends how they're performing, but for the time being, Uncontrollables winning this kickoff. Pandemonium sending this one towards Yadam. He will try to answer right back, get the clear, and get some offense going. But there is Ashley waiting in the wings, ready to slow this one down, and Uncontrollables just playing this one patient to get things set up.
Ooh, Ashley not being able to get that pass was dangerous. If I would have recovered a bit quickly after that interception, that could have been an open net. But for now, both teams kind of feeling each other out, not taking too many risks. I like that Alpha kind of doesn't go for that challenge after Ashley was just immediately on the ball. He's getting bumped around. Who can kind of read this ball better off the wall? Ashley is just simply get out of my way. Pandemonium, good control off the wall. No one forgot about him, as I bet kind of disrupted that ball control. Yadam with a great touch off of the net, so that doesn't go through.
There's the demo. Yadam taking down Pandemonium. Just Ashley on defense, but is able to secure that save. Yadam attempting the follow-up, but now Ashley looked to get some offense started, but a great response from Alpha to get that demo, and that's going to translate into a Yadam goal, as I bet is going to get on the board first against the Uncontrollables.
Pandemonium couldn't cut off Yadam in time, whether it was kind of a late challenge to maybe bumping him off. It just didn't jump at all to even get a piece of that ball. So great job by Itebet. And, well, bad job, because now it's all tied 1-1.
Yeah, just a tough break off this kickoff. See how it played out. Yeah, just kind of neutral in that 50-50 off the initial kickoff, and Ashley was in the better position, or just maybe expecting to be able to secure that shot attempt and translate that into a goal. So, well, I bet did a great job fighting to get on the board first. That lead disappears in an instant as the Uncontrollables were able to answer back on the kickoff. We're back to being even again. Still 3 minutes and 30 left to play here. Alpha looking for the clear. Yadam looking for the touch, but Ashley reads it perfectly.
Yeah, cool attempt at the redirect by Yadam, just didn't direct it away from the defender in time. So it was a cool attempt, and as game one and the rest of the games proceed, you probably see those mechanics just... These are some of the two best teams we have, hence why we're in the upper bracket, but Ashley's control is second to none. But Yadam, finally someone is able to stop Ashley, who has been one of the best, if not the best, player in adaptive esports this season. And for this to still be a tied game after how many times I've seen Uncontrollables beat people 7-0 or whatever is crazy.
Yeah, for sure. I bet definitely putting up a great fight here against the Uncontrollables, making them respect their offensive pressure and being able to contest Ashley on defense. That's really all you can ask for here. And it just comes down to execution. Who's going to be playing better on the day? This one sent towards the orange net off the crossbar. And Alpha, thankfully, going to redirect that one, but Ashley comes through with the demo, but Alpha is on the wrap to get the clear and stops that one from translating into a goal. Can they get something going on their own? No, a great save from Ashley going to come through as well.
Yeah, Alpha bought a lot of time for his teammate, but also for the defense to reestablish themselves. It was a great dribble, but you gave time for the defense to invest the boost, to climb up to you, get the aerial challenge. Now Uncontrollables bounce out to the box. Pandemonium to Ashley, to downfield. Do I bet have the speed to get back in time, but Ashley was running out of boost either way. Pandemonium wants to land this in the box, but Ashley's already rotating back for corner boost. Here's Yadam with the counterattack, placed on the right side when Ashley was on the left. What a counter play.
Man, a huge play from iBet here. You even see Ashley, I think, just kind of taking his time, maybe even setting himself up to just go for that corner boost, not expecting that shot attempt to come through so fast from iBet. So that is going to get them the lead back. And Uncontrollables in an unconventional position here, being down by 1 with 1:30 left to play.
Ooh, Ashley getting fancy with the pass towards the back wall, and good control. You know that Uncontrollables need a quick counterattack, but iBet have been in a position to not let that second tap go through from Pandemonium. Okay, Alpha beats one, crossing in front, wants to tuck it in as Ashley on his tail. Now Ashley goes for the demo and is hoping for a clear, just receiving the bounce off the wall. Missed challenge from iBet. Ashley, no boost, trying to center this one out, and Yadam has just had their number this whole time.
Yeah, Yadam just making things tough. The bump out of the way sets up Alpha for the goal, and iBet now leads the game by 2. Both Ashley and Pandemonium trying to get in the path of that ball, but Alpha having the bump to secure the 2-goal lead. We're under 1 minute left to play, and Yada showing no signs of slowing down.
Yeah, Yadam defensively has just been a brick wall that, Ashley has been the one showing us, flip resets, double taps, every mechanic in the book, and now you can't get fancy with it. You got to get creative. And Ashley, can you tuck this from the left to the right and couldn't speed around the ball in time? Now being down 2, we may just witness, Frank, the first time the Uncontrollables have been beaten. Just one game, not a series, but
I know.
Wow.
But even that is historical. The first time it's happened in adaptive esports tournament history. If I Bet is able to take this one right here, 10 seconds left to play. Ashley looking for the goal. Alpha making that difficult. Alpha just looking to send this one up towards the ceiling. Alpha even sending this one at the Uncontrollables net. And that'll be it. Even if this goal goes in, I Bet will be your game 1 winner against the Uncontrollables.
Ooh, this is a team to fear. 2 goals from Yadam, 5 shots in total from Uncontrollables versus the 10, so doubling that. Alpha playing on a bit of ping. I'm not really worried about that. I mean,
yeah.
Well, we have some new talent from Europe coming in. Not sure if he's European, but the way that they've just stepped up against Uncontrollables, Ashley is not free on this ball anymore. The way that they were able to aerial dribble across the field, no one could stop them, to now I Bet presenting themselves, and Ashley now needs to depend on that secondary player to set up that player, but it's difficult. They're trying to use that back wall, but that they're not being executed quite yet. But hey, this makes for an interesting series.
It definitely makes for an interesting series. I think everyone that's watching right now kind of, perked up a little bit. They're of course listening to us say, oh yeah, Uncontrollables never lost, and now that first loss is in the books, and I Bet have the series lead. Can they continue this, or did that kind of light the fire underneath Uncontrollables? Are they about to level up their game? We'll have to see. For the time being, shots still being contested by Yadam and Alpha. This one going to slow down in purple corner as Ashley looks to take it away, but Alpha taking that one right back.
Yeah, good communication between Pandemonium and Ashley, but maybe not this time. Yadam, again, knows where the defenders are and how to thread the needle with the gap that he has to work with. Already dodges the challenge and, was able to still get this on target and control the ball, whether that was going to go up the wall or not. So 1-0 for I Bet.
Yeah, I Bet striking first yet again against the Uncontrollables. And if you're disability in the lower bracket right now, you're saying, please don't make us play Uncontrollables in the loser's side. But I Bet is trying to continue on in the winner's side of the bracket. Alpha now in the corner, challenge against Pandemonium. Ashley trying to run this one down. As Yadam, nice back on defense to get that save. Now chasing it down, Pandemonium thankfully gonna secure that demo. As Ashley's up for it, 2 defenders in his way. Can he make a play happen here? No, gonna have to let that one fall.
Yeah, Ashley and flip resets. You got to worry about it. Also, Pandemonium gets past both defenders to find the tie for his team. When Ashley fell, Pandemonium stood up.
Yeah, great job from Pandemonium here. Was able to sneak that one underneath Alpha, get us tied back up at 1s, and now we'll have to see. The Uncontrollables can start to carry this momentum and turn that into a lead. Ashley attempting some shots here, trying to get this one centered up for Pandemonium. It's off the backboard, but not going to be able to secure that double tap. Ashley gets that demo onto Yadam to slow down that offensive play, but it's like Alpha trying to keep this one alive, but unfortunately that might leave Yadam in the 1v1 against Ashley.
What?
And the Uncontrollables might have lost their first game, but Ashley has not lost a 1v1 yet.
Wow, that cut from Ashley broke all the axles, all the ankles on the field. And the way that Ashley was on the right side of the ball, when I thought Alpha may have had a chance to catch up in time to disrupt that, Ashley believed and carried on. Got from one side of the ball to the other. Insane control from Ashley on the ground, when usually they're known for making all these aerial plays, the flip resets, double taps, they put on a solo highlight reel. And now Uncontrollables have been able to tie this up. with Ibet with ball control in front of the purple net. Ashley has the boost, dodges the bump in time. What patience to go up against Yadam.
Yeah, the composure there from Ashley,
Oh,
just to stare that shot attempt in the face and say, I'm saving this one.
Ooh.
And then they even convert it into the goal. Uncontrollables waking up here in game number 2, taking the 3-1 lead against Ibet.
Yeah, my bad, wasn't the tie. I didn't realize Uncontrollables were just ramping up this hard. Uncontrollables working more as a unit. We talked about that this isn't the Ashley show anymore. This is a 2s tournament with some of the best talent in adaptive esports. And Pandemonium has stepped up, and he has been, such in that supportive role. And now when Ashley can't make the play happen, he's right next to them to support and execute. Now Ashley in the net, making sure to not let Yadam dunk it in. Now Ashley with the long pass to Pandemonium, gets there before the Alpha challenge. This crosses over, Yadam doesn't let them in, intercepts in time, and the crossfield shot. Yadam keeps Ibet in the game.
Yeah, Ibet doing a great job capitalizing on that miss from Uncontrollables. You saw them trying to set up that passing play and the shot off the backboard, but gets away from him, and Ibet is right there to transition that into a goal. So great work from Ibet, trying to keep themselves in this one, but now it's Ashley. The net is trying to be contested, and there's a great stop from Yadam.
It's like a pogo attempt there, but they didn't actually pop up the ball. They kind of went down low right into the defender's face, and maybe we're hoping to bait out a pre-jump, but wasn't the case. Uncontrollables, they have to be so creative. This is a defense that has never made them sweat this hard, but Ashley full boost off the corner, dribble, flip, reset, sees the challenge, tries to flick it into the other upper 90, double commit, goes for the deny. Ibet live for now. Pandemonium had a chance, a small second to go for a play to follow up, but here's the counterattack from Ibet, and Ashley saw this coming. Great demo from Pandemonium to slow them down.
Yep, the demo coming through onto Yadam, leaves Alpha alone for a few seconds, but thankfully Uncontrollables not able to really find that offensive footing. Pandemonium now scrapping between these two defenders. Ashley going for that shot. Pandemonium trying to get a second attempt there. Great pinch off the sidewall from Ashley. Continues to apply the pressure to Ibet. Now Alpha trying to create some space. And it's Pandemonium able to get back. And now it's Ashley up in the air. Gonna let this one come down. Oh, but Yadam gets aggressive with it, able to steal that one away. Now can they get some offense going?
Yeah, Yadam smelled that Ashley ran out of boost. Great timing on the challenge when the ball was on top of Ashley's car and got Uncontrollable stuck in that purple half. And Ibet's still looking for the equalizer, but it's Ashley that's stolen away the ball against Alpha, who wins that challenge. Now they have to make up for lost time. Yadam flicks above against Ashley, wants to tuck it to the right, and just bumps it in. Tie game at 25 seconds.
25 seconds is all that remains here, and Ibet just need one more goal to not only take the lead here, but potentially put themselves on match point against the Uncontrollables. This kickoff going to be so important, and it's Yadam securing that one at the corner and almost goes in.
Jesus, that's so close. Ashley against Alpha, looking for the bump. Alpha pre-jumps in time to just get a touch on the ball. Pandemonium, second touch. Where is Ashley? Not there in time to capitalize it right into the box. A few more seconds until OT. Ashley has Pandemonium down low. Alpha the 50 down. Pandemonium to the corner, and it goes to OT.
All right, we have our first overtime of the day. Next goal going to take this game. Will the Uncontrollables be able to tie the series up? Will Ibet put themselves on match point? A big bump comes through. Pandemonium trying to recover, floating that one in front of the net, but it's Yadam with the save.
How does he save that? And what a kind of redirect from Pandemonium to still center that out from the corner. That's difficult to do with the limited boost he had. But Yadam coming in quick with the counterattack. Ashley wins the challenge. Alpha has support there for Ibet. 30 seconds into OT. Uncontrollables kick off that offense, but the bounce, the pinch off the wall was heavy touch going towards Ibet. So Uncontrollables fight tooth and nail for that possession right back. Pandemonium smelled that kind of Alpha wasn't sure how to approach the ball, and these small harassment plays have opened up a chance for Yadam to cross in front of the net. He's demoed for his efforts, giving Uncontrollables his 2-on-1 opportunity, and Alpha's been good at slowing that down.
decent position there for that ball, but Ashley having to hustle back on defense. Ball now in the orange half. Yadam going to be demoed by Pandemonium. Ashley now looking for control. Manages to get it by one defender. It's Yadam left. Yadam demoed. Pandemonium has the shot, and it's good. The Uncontrollables tie us up at 1.
It's the show of twos, Uncontrollables. What a demo from Ashley. That is what opened up the net for Uncontrollables. They were down 1-3, I believe, at some point. The way they forced OT and won it at the end to tie the series. Ooh, and a hat trick from Pandemonium, when usually it's Ashley putting up 7 goals. I can't stress enough that spotlight has been not on Pandemonium this season. And the way that he rises to the challenge when he needed to be a pillar for his team. Uncontrollables, wow, what a comeback.
Yeah, an absolute great comeback from them, showing us that they are that complete package, right? It's not just an offensive threat, and it's not just Ashley. They're able to battle, dig deep when they need to, and get that, fundamental 2v2 Rocket League gameplay going. But I bet doing a great job, not only making me sweat up here with that gameplay, but the Uncontrollables sweat as well. Really having to battle back in an overtime to tie up this series. Again, it's going to be a best of 5, so 1 apiece now going into our 3rd game. And just like our first series we saw today, this one also going to be too close to call.
Yeah, Yadam defensively has kept this to be quite a close game. There's a lot of close calls that he was able to force at that goal line. And even go for demos to kind of slow down the offensive Uncontrollables. Yadam has been that hero for IPET for sure. And again, every team is a complete unit, but offensively, defensively, Yadam just like that. The saves that are critical, but also the follow-ups. He's not afraid to use the boost, commit to that, to once he goes for the clear, stays on the ball, but this time that's been shooken up. Ashley and friends are way more aggressive this time around, now that they know they have the confidence to win.
Pandemonium fighting in the corner for that one. Ashley is up for it. The save isn't able to come through. Bouncing in front of the net, and Pandemonium will have the follow-up to get the Uncontrollables on the board first.
Oh, the double tap almost. Ashley, I don't know if they got bumped a little bit by Yadam at the end, but Pandemonium is playing closer to his friend, making sure that once that's set up, once you just need that extra inch tap, he is right there in battle with Ashley to give them the lead now in the first minute of the game. Yadam has to be careful. Pandemonium there for the challenge just pops up. He's trying to center it out. Ashley is quite far away, and goodbye Pandemonium.
Yep, Yadam with the demo. Ball will be on the hood of Ashley. Has Alpha here with the pre-jump, able to contest. Nice read from IBet. Now Yadam trying to get this one going. Does manage to bump Ashley, but Pandemonium, once again, the backbone of the Uncontrollables. Able to save that one when he needs to. Alpha now trying to get that bump, but Ashley, the unshakable, is able to carry that one coast to coast and get Uncontrollables on the board yet again.
It's deja vu from literally the last game. Ashley did exactly that, beating both defenders, ground low shot, and Alpha actually had a bump. And that still wasn't enough to deter Ashley from the ball. Amazing control from the ground to getting past 2 people. That is insane. Ashley in Pandemonium, Uncontrollables up 2-0, looking for more, but that ball is high. Pandemonium wants to drop in the box, and Ashley hoping to put a stop to that, but Ashley gets demoed. Pandemonium with a touch to the corner may have bought enough time. Ashley respawns to get the save in time.
Ashley, what a fantastic save there, maintaining that 2-0 lead. I bet putting in that extra work, trying to get on the board, but just unable to do so with the unbeatable Uncontrollables defense. Here we go, Pandemonium able to sneak that one away from Yadam. Now it's Ashley off the sidewall, sees Alpha, and Alpha is up to contest. Yadam, small opportunity here, but Pandemonium with the bump and Ashley with the touch is going to put that one on the orange side of the pitch. The crossbar, their number 1 defender, but it's Ashley with the follow-up and the goal.
Oh, Pandemonium had me stressing on that open net, but it was the mistouch from Alpha that opened us all up. And Yadam, I mean, there's really nothing you can do at this point. You kind of assumed it was already going to be in off the open net shot from Pandemonium. So 3-0, the first mistake we've seen in a while from IPET. And again, with how fast this game has been between these two teams, I don't blame them.
Absolutely.
Uh-oh.
And another one.
Another one.
Yeah, this is more of what we expected. I think it was just, you know, the game starting to get away from IBET. They were hanging in there previously, game 1 and game 2. We've kind of seen this happen before where the uncontrollables start to pick up steam and they just keep going and going, never slowing down. And IBET starting to lose step a little bit against them here. But we know that they are the one team who can take games off the uncontrollables. Just need to start picking things up. Still 2 minutes left to play, so not entirely out of reach. But we know the uncontrollables require you to play perfectly against them. Pandemonium going for the flip reset. Does manage to get it over one, but no follow-up there. But the touch from Ashley will try to keep the play alive as Yadam looks for a big clear.
Yeah, the bounce was semi-threatening and great reads from IPET. Pandemonium with the long clear, and just the flip reset was kind of nice. I don't get to see Pandemonium pull off stuff like that. What a shot from Alpha that's saved! And Yadam is there to clean it up when uncontrollables couldn't turn around in time.
Yep, Yadam having to beeline it for the rebound here as he saw Ashley trying to cut back around to get the clear. So IPET do manage to find one on the board. Minute 32 left to play. We just got to start stringing a couple of these together. It could be one here from Yadam. Looks like Ashley was able to recover, but you have Alpha with the setup of Pandemonium getting in the way. Great defensive stop from the uncontrollables.
Oh, this is just bounced in. No, Alpha pinches it out. Yeah, that defense from uncontrollables was like this tidal wave of both teams just double committing and guiding this one out, turning that into such a quick offense. Ashley with the setup. Yadam touches it away. Pandemonium far into the midfield. And again, controllables don't have to take risks. They're up 4-1 with a minute left. I think you can keep committing Ashley to that solo offense, have Pandemonium anchor in that midfield, and as long as you just keep harassing IPET, they just won't be able to score.
Yeah, uncontrollables definitely can kind of sit back and just volley this ball away. Wind down that clock. They don't have to overcommit to anything right now. As Yadam here battling in the corner. Pandemonium on the scramble, almost gets a shot attempt himself. That one taken away yet again, and this is just the game plan uncontrollables need to execute. It's up to IBET to break through that defense. Yadam now tries to look for something. That pinch gonna send it to the opposite wall. Alpha has the touch, trying to center it up, but Yadam beaten back by Pandemonium.
You can tell Pandemonium was just in bump mode. He didn't even go for the ball when it crossed from one side of the field to the other. He went for the player, and he went for blood. So did uncontrollables. 4-1 in Game 3 to go to match point. One game away from the grand finals where it felt like they were just destined to be with the record that they had this season. But when the way IPET came in swinging at the start of the series, I still fully believe IPET can figure a way out to get to Game 5.
Yeah, I really think it was just some of those kind of communication breakdowns occurring there. In Game 2, extremely close, 4-3. Game 3, starting to lose a little bit of steam, starting to scramble a little bit as, you know, it was undoubtedly uncontrollables, kind of elevating their game, needing to, like we mentioned, you know, play 2v2, right? It's not just Ashley, but as soon as Pandemonium started to get more involved, the challenge became, you know, ever more present for IBET, and now they just have to find those answers back. They can definitely do that, as we've seen with the first game of the series. It's definitely, you know, just uncontrollables, kind of going shot for shot, saying, okay, hey, good job, game number 1. Beat us 3 more times, right? It's one of those deals. So they're just, you know, making IBET answer the call, essentially, and uncontrollables now being on match point, looking to move on to the grand finals, but we'll have to see if IBET can dig deep and find another win here.
First, it's Alpha and friends trying to carve their way through, but Pandemonium and Ashley play really close together, so there's always someone in a position to at least go for a challenge, whether it profits uncontrollables or not. It's the disruption they've caused on the IBET that uncontrollables thrive more in that chaos. As Pandemonium hoping to cross in front, and it clears out to Ashley, who takes the shot and scores.
Man, just some great teamwork and passing plays here, setting each other up perfectly. Pandemonium able to put it right into the hands of Ashley as he follows up with that goal. Great play from the Uncontrollables, and I bet now starting off behind by 1. The challenge just got even more challenging for them. Ball in the orange side of the field. Pandemonium looking to cut this one back around. Ashley playing patient, waiting for an opening here. Knows I bet going to be coming at him, trying to get some offense started. Yadam sends this one to the purple corner, has to chase this one down, does manage to get the corner boost. So Uncontrollables have to play this one a little bit slow.
Yeah, good patience. That slowness from Ashley is what allowed that touch to stop Yadam from crossing in front of the net. Pandemonium to the back wall. Ashley doesn't have boost, though, to contribute to this. Gets the side wall and now can come back. Dribble, flip, reset. Both of them of Itebet dive for the ball. Ashley demos one and can keep up this momentum, but Alpha's getting chased around. Buys time for Yadam to get back. The pressure is on. Both Uncontrollables commit to that. And I like that Pandemonium disengage. Ashley had the better play. And at the end, no goal comes through.
Yep, another challenge coming through from Ashley. Alpha has possession of this ball. The demo coming through onto Yadam, and it's going to be Ashley even getting the recovery to save that shot attempt. Uncontrollables putting up some great defense here. Yadam trying to dive down on this one. Pandemonium looking to force this one through. Ball will be contested into that corner. Another bump going to send Alpha all the way onto the Uncontrollable side of the field. As Alpha trying to get back to recover, but Ashley has a nice shot attempt to extend the lead to 2.
Yadam just didn't have enough space and the right enough angle to get high enough to kind of stifle that 50 down to the ground. Ashley with the dunk, and Uncontrollables ramping up to unanswered goals. Where's the response from Itebet? Both teams cheating up off kickoff gives Itebet maybe possession, corner boost. Alpha dropping it to the ceiling. Yadam puts it to the corner, sees the challenge from the defense, can't go for the shot. Itebet will take third time. They know they can just go shot after shot and crack eventually through. They have the time to go for the perfect play, not just every play. And I bet they're a team that are composed and can make it happen.
Yeah, Uncontrollables also doing a great job of showing restraint there on, some of these other matchups we've seen Ashley, but I was getting ready for Yadam to cut that one in, but unfortunately goes just wide to the left. But great restraint, I think, being shown from the Uncontrollables, making sure not to overcommit on these offensive attempts. And Pandemonium really putting himself in great positions as Ashley going to be able to force this one through the defense to extend that lead. The hat trick already as Ashley looks to march forward to the grand finals.
Yeah, I think Ashley had a full tank of boost, and I think it was at Alpha, didn't. And that's just that difference in boost management is what makes that defense unable to stop Ashley from dribbling it from one side of the field to the other. 3-0 with nothing yet from Itebet after kind of surprising us both in the game one, and I think surprising Uncontrollables until they realize that Uncontrollables need to peak in this match, and they're not even at the finals yet. This is the type of talent we have at Adaptive Esports. Alpha grabs boost, now can be involved in the play. No, it's Pandemonium that can stop him from crossing. Yadam to get the pass, stop the clear. Back passes over to Alpha. Dangerous moment where Pandemonium and Ashley start harassing them to go for the dunk, but 90 seconds. Itebet are the ones with the weight on their shoulders with match point in favor of Uncontrollables.
Yep, Uncontrollables in another position just to be able to wind down this clock, play keep away a bit, or you know what? If Ashley can find yet another goal, why not? Put this one even further out of reach for Itebet. Just a minute 16 left to play. Itebet will need to find 4 uncontested goals if they want to force a Game 5 here in this series. A big ask for any team and an even bigger challenge if you're going up against the Uncontrollables.
I thought that double tap was in. Ashley usually hits those, but a chance for the counterattack as Pandemonium was there to clean up that shot, and now they were overextended, so Itebet will get at least 1 on the board.
Not impossible, I will say. Definitely improbable, but not impossible here if Itebet can find 3 more goals in a minute, they might be able to force an overtime, but we know how difficult that uncontrollables defense can be to break.
Okay.
By 1. There's potential here. Alpha not in a great spot to follow up. Doesn't want to overcommit onto offense. As we hit that 1 minute remaining mark, Pandemonium going to challenge at midfield. Ashley up for it. Got him off the backboard. Able to get that save. Does Pandemonium have the retouch? It's going to be Yadam looking for a clear. Ashley sending this one to the side wall. Pandemonium yet again running out that clock. Alpha looks to get the touch. Yadam looks to chase this one down in the purple corner. Gets it by 1 defender. Has the follow-up from Alpha. And all of a sudden, we're within 2.
I needed to see more support from Alpha because Yadam sets up these very quick transitions, and Alpha sometimes is not only in the midfield, but even more on his half than in the offense. And I don't know if he's hunting for boost or what, but they need to full commit to this offense if they want to get 2 goals in the last 30 seconds. And Alpha immediately stepped up, cleaned up that play, and supporting Yadam is definitely what I bet needs to do to stay in this game, to force the game 5 or an OT at the very least. Alpha running out of boost. Now it's Yadam that steps up with almost a full tank. Dribble, 1 defender off the back wall, baits out the jumps, but not able to cut the angle with so many bodies in the net. The seconds run out, and I bet we'll only be able to steal 1 game away from the uncontrollables and possibly the unbeatables as they advance to the grand finals.
Yeah, great work from really both of these squads. Super impressed with what I bet showed us in game number 1 and even towards the end of our 4th game in that series. You could tell that momentum was starting to pick up, but unfortunately just felt like it was a little too late for iBet to make a run at that one. But being down 4-0 against the uncontrollables and getting 2 within a minute is
that's something.
That's something. That's something. It's a little late, it's slightly late, but it was something. And they did manage to take that first game. So, interesting to see how that might continue to play out. Don't want to get ahead of myself, but there's always that potential for the rematch in our grand final. But with that series being concluded, it will be iBet dropping into our lower side of the bracket and going up against Disability.
That's going to be exciting because Disability, they improve very quickly. They're very confident. They're playing their A game today.
Yeah.
And both of them, especially Solitude too. Defense, offense, the flex player that Disability can actually rely on. That's incredible to see. Disability are a real threat today. And I think everyone that's left in this bracket should look at Uncontrollables as a beatable team. I did call them unbeatable, but they lost their first game today. Are they at their A+ game today? We'll have to find out.
I mean, it's like, it's every kind of super villain at the end of the movie when the hero finally gets the one cut in, right? It's the one cut. It happened here today. They can bleed. They are beatable. It's just who's going to be able to do that throughout the course of an entire series. But with that match being concluded, we are going to throw it to another brief commercial break, and we'll be back with more AET. Stay tuned.
Legend behavior, legend behavior, locked in, locked in, locked in. Y'all know what time it is. Locked in, locked in, locked in. Play. I make the rules, rack up the jewels, make it look smooth. You know how I do. Running this kingdom, wish you could be me. Better look up, cause that's where you see me. Give me the crown now, cause I own the throne now. I hold the scroll now. I'm in control now. Ruling the game. I'm ruling the game. Always like that.
right, ladies and gentlemen, we are back with our Adaptive Esports Tournament's $25,000 season final. We've already had 2 matches played out on stream here today, and that means we're moving towards our lower bracket final, where Disability is going to be going up against iBet to see who can move on to the grand finals and challenge the Uncontrollables.
And here's the bracket one more time. We only have 3 teams remaining, and when it comes to iBet Disability on that lower side, they battle out to see who can rematch or match up again against Uncontrollables, where iBet did get that game off, and I'm sure they want the revenge, but Disability, these fluctuating peaks where they are incredible, they can be great, but can they be perfect today against a team like iBet, where that's the only team that's been even able to take a game off Uncontrollables? Yeah,
definitely going to be challenging for Disability kind of going forward here. iBet appears to be playing extremely well. Like you mentioned, taking that single game off of Uncontrollables. They're the first team who's ever been able to do that since week 1 of this season of the Adaptive Esports tournaments. So it's going to be exciting to see how that all plays out. But of course, you, the viewer, tuned in on Twitch right now, we have something for you as well. Again, another giveaway here for the season finals. All you need to do is head on over to aet.gg/giveaway, where you can enter for your chance to win this amazing Logitech G prize pack. So we don't want, just the players to be winning here today. We want the viewers to be winning too. But it does sound like we're almost ready to get into our lower final game here. Disability versus iBet. And like you mentioned, just kind of seeing if Disability has what it takes here, if they're able to step up in this lower final and battle against iBet, or is iBet going to continue that momentum that they had against the Uncontrollables?
It makes you wonder with iBet too, how much of this are they in their own heads, right? Because you were able to take a game off Uncontrollables at the start of the series, and then the series got further and further and further away from you. So are you stuck figuring, what can I do better? Yodam just flip resets and flips it in. Okay, he's definitely not shook at all.
I was going to say, he's not thinking about what he needs to do better. He's just going to keep doing what he's already good at, and that is finding those contested goals as iBet is able to get on the board first.
Okay, so at least I'm not worried about Yodam. But how's Alpha doing?
Check in with Alpha.
Let's check in with everybody, wellness checks. Because, yeah, I'm sure that's frustrating when you're so hyped up on being able to beat the best team at Adaptive Esports. Now you have to fight through a second match, but this is it. This is a second chance, and Yodam up against Disbol. Disbol went for the challenge, and Yodam can just go above.
Man, Yodam just able to carry that one over. Disability struggling here early on as Yodam manages to find 2 quick goals, and yeah, it's like you kind of mentioned, it could go either way, right? A team off the back of a loss against, Uncontrollables, sometimes you start to lose a little steam, start to maybe some self-doubt starts to creep in, but it looks like iBet are more focused on getting that revenge match than what happened in the previous match.
Yodam with another flip reset. What placement to the right side? Disability didn't know where that was coming and how that was going to be placed. Look at this dribble to the flip reset. Disbol comes, thinks the shot is going high, and it goes low and to the right. Wow, Yodam's on fire today.
Yeah, Disbol even doing all the right things really on defense. It's Yodam with an amazing, unpredictable shot there, just making you guess. And unfortunately, Disbol guessed wrong on that defensive attempt. So 3-0 now, with just over a minute played here in game number 1. And Yodam, not losing any steam, manages to pop it over one defender. Looked to go for the bump against Solitude, but Solitude at least able to carry that one away. But Alpha still scrapping with Disability in the net. This one finally going to be cleared out, but not until Alpha comes in. Gets this offense going for iBet again.
iBet have produced a lot of opportunities, even then that last one when Alpha was in this 1v2. Got a bump on one of the players of Disability, which summoned the attention of Yodam once again to step up. And look at this pressure that just seems relentless from iBet. It's going to eventually run out because they just are running out of boost, not able to take the corner paths from Disability. So here's the counter-attack that Disbol and friends really needed to execute on when you haven't scored once. And it was such kind of a quick quick start to the series and the game for iBet, up 3-0 with only 2 minutes gone by, so Disability got to think quick still.
Yeah, Disability still has time to, in this series, to make those adjustments. We saw them do that in the previous series that they played. Struggled a little bit in game number 1, but managed to mount that comeback. We'll have to see. That might be replicated here in the lower finals. Right now, Dismal looking for the play. Manages to get it by Yadam. Solitude goes for the shot attempt, but Alpha able to recover to get that save.
Yeah, Alpha went for the delayed challenge, and that could have costed him a dunk. The Solitude just rammed the nose right in, and wasn't the play they were looking for at the end, at least not one that could score. But that's maybe fine for Disability, who want to keep the gap in score as small as possible. As Disbal cutting past the one defender, no boost, flicks it high, and it's not off the cross, it's in!
Yeah, Disbal taking matters into his own hands on this play. Alpha, and gets it by Yadam. Beautiful little pop-up there from Disability. Gonna start to chop away at this iBet lead. Just over 2 minutes left to play here. Solitude wins the kickoff, gets the bump onto Alpha. Dismal potentially has the follow-up, but Alpha on the backboard has the clear to Yadam. Yadam able to get this by one defender, but Dismal able to make the recovery.
Yeah, Dismal had to use all his boost to get back in time, and now you're not out of the woods! Alpha at the reset, and flicks it above that second defender. That came out. What an amazing play.
Yeah, Alpha really making sure Yadam doesn't get all the glory here. Another amazing shot attempt of his own to get that 3-goal lead right back for iBet.
Always a strong start for iBet when it comes to the series. But how does it end too? It's not over, there's still 2 minutes, but iBet are just scoring and scoring, and a double tap that goes in. I thought Disability saved that.
Yeah, Yodam here, able to get the pop-up. Solitude trying to go for that challenge, and Dismal yet again just barely off on that read. So another goal on the board for iBet. Minute 37 left to play. Some small sparks of hope here for Disability, but unfortunately, the clock just not in their favor at this point, despite them starting to pick up steam a little bit here. Dismal, unfortunately, not able to get that shot attempt off, and iBet will use that opportunity to score yet another goal.
Yeah, Disability were just on top of each other. You see they're actually locked up and bumping each other, and even that one mistake in twos is going to cost you. You don't have that third man back when you're committing to on offense like that. Disability miscommunicating like that is kind of reminiscent of how their previous series started, so I don't doubt that we could even get an early 7-1 kind of Brazil ending here, but Disability have been able to step up in Game 2 and Game 3 when they notice those mistakes. They're quick to be aware of that, while as iBet, how can they adapt to their opponent when they do make those changes?
Yeah, we're just going to have to see that one also from downtown. Just going to find the net. And like you mentioned, that 7-goal limit will be hit before regulation time has expired.
I got the crystal ball. Literally just called it.
You're seeing the future just play out here. As iBet does manage to take that first game, and Disability, yeah, definitely have to make some adjustments going into game number 2 here.
Damn, Yodam with 2 hat tricks. Hat on top of another hat.
You can't even wear 2 hats. You'd look ridiculous.
That's just silly. It's like socks with sandals. You got 11 shots to 4 too. Like the amount of offense that iBet were on, it never stopped.
Yeah, they were able to just keep snowballing, right? That advantage, and Disability just never found like the answer. You know, Disability would make one adjustment, but then iBet was, you know, throwing a completely different look at them that they weren't prepared for, and they just kind of were able to stack those back to back and keep things rolling. And I think the game just got away from Disability for a little bit there. But going into game number 2, we know they've made those adjustments in the past, and they'll just need to make those adjustments yet again here. They know what iBet is going to be looking for. Now they'll just have to execute on that game plan. Dismal with possession here, sends this one to the corner. Alpha there to contest. Solitude gets the bump, tries to keep the offense going. Dismal up off the ceiling. Probably just going to play this one slow, as Yadam looks to be in a good position here to get things going for iBet. Alpha tries to get the pop-up. Dismal is at midfield to get the touch. Solitude tries to get the shot off, but not able to cut that angle in time.
Disability playing with a lot of fire. Okay, don't let him get a free shot on that there, but right off a kickoff, Disability could have scored if it wasn't for Alpha with a critical touch to the corner. And then iBet got stuck for a long time, and they may continue to be. It's a Solitude counterattack, but in a 1v2, this pops up to Dismal. The shot is too high off the cross, but he needed to go for a quick one, which brought in too much power. But the counterattack is more powerful at the end of the day. iBet up 1-0.
Yeah, iBet able to transition this one into a goal really, easily, because I think Disability did everything right. They set up the offense perfectly. The shot attempt was centered, just unfortunately slightly too high off that crossbar. Allows that ball to bounce right into the hands of iBet, and they have an open net to secure that goal. But Disability not losing any steam here, still trying to find those shot attempts as Dismal gets back on defense to get the save. Yadam has the demo onto Dismal, however. Alpha with that angle, but Dismal thankfully spawning back in time to get the save.
Great saves coming out of Disability. As Solitude, kind of a weak clear, but Dismal, look how they're communicating. Disability just cycling well, not getting in each other's way, and Dismal deposits the equalizer.
Yeah, great stuff here out of Dismal. You can see him kind of just hitting the brakes, changing up the pace there on that play, making sure Yadam doesn't have the position or the read. He's able to float that one in to get the tying goal at once here. Great recovery from Disability.
It's not over yet. You got Disability have just had this offense with so much charge to it, and not going for kind of mistimed or useless challenges like Disability are a lot more conscious on, have a lot more intention. Solitude with the fake or mistouch. Either way, iBet it's not going to be free for them to clear. Dismal has to follow back or fall back, deny some of the boost pads there, and hope to build that wall to not let the counterattack go through for iBet. Alpha goes up to the wall, wants to drop this to Yodam on the box. That was going to be a difficult pass to complete. And Disability know while they're all crossed up, they had a chance to strike back, but we're kind of in this checkmate situation.
Yeah, no one really wanting to give anything up, and you can understand why. Both of these teams facing elimination here in the lower final. Alpha tries to carry this one in. Dismal able to get that save on defense, and now Solitude trying to get this clear. Alpha sends it to the corner. Solitude there to contest. Dismal hunting for an angle, but not able to find one. And a quick 1-2 punch out of iBet will result in a goal, and them taking back the lead.
It was actually a Solitude offensive setup that, from the corner, wanted to throw that to Dismal, just wasn't in the right position. And iBet, it's back and forth. Their transitions are so clean. To be able to punish Disability off a mistimed pass like that, those are the windows of opportunity that iBet can work for. As Alpha to the side, not the forward shot they were looking for. Here's Disability crossing up in front of the net. Yodam just barely stops the momentum and has a bit of boost, but it's a little too wide. Wanted to get this away from Dismal. What a stop, though.
Yeah, great patience from Dismal as well to make sure wasn't getting too antsy, jumping up for that save too early. Now we have another attempt from Yodam coming through. Dismal yet again with an amazing save. Solitude looking for the touch, but it's going to get bumped out of the way by Alpha. Yodam still has to rotate back on defense, and that's going to open up the net for Solitude to find the tying goal.
Dismal is the hero again. Doesn't even go to dribble past Yodam. Knows that this 50 would not be favorable. Dodges the ball, goes for the demo instead. This pops out to Disability to clean that up. 2-2 now with almost 90 seconds remaining. This is as close as it's going to get. And just like Disability last time when they dropped the first game in the series, they know how to fire back, but this time not against the dribble of Alpha.
Yeah, Alpha able to find the net here. Even sneaking it by two defenders, really. Solitude up for the bump, and Alpha able to just adjust that angle to put it behind Dismal so that he can't recover in time to get that save. So a great finesse play out of Alpha there will get them back the lead. Now Yadam trying to keep things going, keep up that momentum. Thankfully Dismal able to divert that shot attempt. Yadam not done cooking just yet. Alpha trying to force this one through 2 defenders, and it's a scrap in front of the net. Can he get the flick? It is up, and it is in.
How does Alpha win that? What a traffic jam. First and 50 against Disbol. Solitude thinks the ball's going up the wall, lands right back in Alpha's lap. And in a 1v2 situation, when Yodam went back for boost, set up the play, said my job here is done, and Alpha made sure it was. 4-2. As Disability were able to climb back sort of in game 2 to now this ramp up, exponential ramp up from iBet is becoming hard to control.
Yeah, I will say, though, Disability doing a great job compared to game number 1. Definitely have made those adjustments, but iBet have just made some fantastic plays is really the difference here between game number 1 and 2. You can see Disability getting more involved on offense, really trying to apply that pressure with those possessions and also stepping it up on defense. And there's a perfect setup. Solitude to Disbol. And now we're back within 1.
And if Disbol wants to win, he will do everything he can to make that happen. Usually playing that close to Solitude has been a thorn in their side, maybe almost a weakness, but they created just enough distance where now they can play off of each other instead of getting in each other's way, and that's how they were able to get that last one. But now leaving that net wide open doesn't help either.
Yeah, that one really probably going to take some of the wind out of their sails as that kickoff goal secured for iBet. Going to re-extend that lead to 2, now with just 30 seconds left to play. Disability really going to have to dig deep. Alpha sneaks it by both defenders yet again, up off the ceiling, goes for the shot attempt, and even that one will connect.
Do I get the crystal ball out? Do I say it's 7-3? I don't know.
Stop, no spoilers, please.
Oh, I'm so sorry. Just an avalanche for iBet. I mean, I was wondering if they were going to be the second or third best team behind Disability, our former champions, and who have so much synergy created amongst each other. And iBet is just such that new team that you didn't know what to expect. And the way that they made uncontrollable Sweat. So I was wondering how Disability were going to fare against them. And it's gotten close, but it will be iBet going to match point off of a 7-3. The shiny crystal ball comes true.
I need to borrow that later. I got some questions I gotta ask. But in terms of the Rocket League score lines, it is predicting at 100%. I will say Disability up until maybe the final minute and a half, we're keeping that one extremely close, doing a great job of, putting themselves, in a position to at least try to overcome that score deficit, but it really just seems like iBet is a great momentum-based team. As soon as they get the lead, they keep snowballing. So it was really iBet just waiting, being patient, finding those opportunities and able to string those together. Disability, I think, made some of those corrections that they needed to, especially on defense, not allowing certain shots to come through, but I think they just didn't factor in the way Alpha was able to step it up, especially right under net, just kind of bullying 2 players out of the way to get at least 2 of those goals in.
Yeah, iBet are so good at punishing Disability positionally. Just as soon as you saw Disbol go for corner boost instead of playing the ball, the shot comes in, no time to react. And that's where iBet have capitalized the most on. It was about 16 shots to 5 as well, so tripling the amount of opportunities that Disability had. Here's Alpha crashing in like a meteor to start things off well for iBet.
Yeah, and Disbol in a good spot, but just the speed at which Alpha was able to, like you said, crash that one in. It was going in no matter what. You can put as many cars in front of the net as you would like, and that one was going to be a goal anyway. The kickoff now. Solitude able to get the demo on Yodam. Alpha with the pickup. It's one defender just able to carry that one in again. Alpha being the X factor here for iBet in the loser final.
Just the robbery that Alpha just put on, the dribble to just dunking or bumping Disbol in, which Alpha had so much power behind that dribble too, being able to be behind the ball to shove that in. iBet, is this just over? Disability, you can't give up yet. It's always reverse sweepable. The series is never over until it's over. But this is Disability are down for the count, needing to slow down Alpha and Yodam on these counterattacks. Yodam with the shot to the upper 90! Insane placement!
Yeah, iBet just really able to carry that momentum that they secured at the end of the previous game into this one. And Disability just really not having time to recover. iBet finds a quick 3. Disability really having to dig deep now. Solitude, good kickoff here into the hands of Disbel. He gets something going. Yodam gonna be able to bump him out of the way, and Alpha has the touch. The lineup, it's pure, it's right on target. It's another goal for iBet.
Just to be in this dire situation when you're on defense and Alpha has the perfect power on that shot from across the field. That is hard to train, that is hard to do in the moment when you're just so panicked to clear this. Clearly, iBet not panicked at all. 4-0, especially with the 7-3 Mercy Rule win at the end. Almost a cool passing play. Disability coming in quick. Stopped. Interception again from iBet and Alpha. Maybe the chance to score again. Disbel has been a lot more aware defensively to be more flexible from front to end. But iBet, it's only been not a lot of time passed, and the fact they already have 4 goals is insane in the 90 seconds they've been playing. How do Disability crack this?
Yeah, iBet don't just have a cushion right now. They have a full-on lazy boy that they're reclining in with this early lead. And they are really in a good position just to close this one out. Like we kind of mentioned, it's going to be on Disability to really start to get things going, start to answer back. Can this be the attempt here? Solitude has the shot attempt, but it's going to be Yodam able to stop this one. And not just stop it, but transition it into a goal. And that's where iBet just has all the advantage in the world. Disability doing all the things they need to on offense, but it's that missing piece of rotating back onto defense where iBet has just been so much faster.
iBet have reached their peak. Like, they're playing out of their minds. A+, S+, power level over 9,000. They punish every mistake you do. And every counterattack, every offense they've gone for has almost been 100% execution. This time, Yodam defensively couldn't pinch this one out. Disbel had enough power to drive that into the lower half.
Yeah, great play here from Disbel. And again, one of the, I guess, silver linings, as you might call it, is there's still about 3 minutes left to play here. So despite iBet having a substantial lead, still a lot of game left that can be played. A lot of room for Disability to start to get back on the board. But Yodam, yet again, just bullying the defenders out of the way and finding the net. Unfortunately, it might be all she wrote, as iBet just need one more goal to move on to the grand final.
Yodam also reads challenges very well. Saw that dive coming from Disability and jumps up just a bit to get a high touch on the ball, so you knew the ball was going to go above the challenger there. And gets a score off of it. It's in the heat of the moment. iBet's accuracy doesn't falter. This time, it still doesn't. 7-1. I thought maybe that didn't hit, but it does. 7-1 ends the series for iBet, who climb back up to the grand finals for their rematch.
Yeah, and in record time, I would say as well. Speed running the rematch against the uncontrollables. Disability, unfortunately, despite a fantastic showing throughout the entirety of our season finals, and especially in these few matches we saw out of them on stream, just I think lost a little bit of steam at the end. They, I think, played the most matches out of any team, looking at the most 3-2, game 5 scenarios. So that was kind of playing against them too, I think, a little bit. Just kind of the endurance game. They had to play more matches than anyone else, and unfortunately, I think just running out of steam a little bit at the end there.
And we were wondering, even on iBet's side of things, who just lost a series to Uncontrollables, while as a Disability came off of a momentum kind of win, where you're hyped and you know you're playing well, to iBet being able to bounce back so quickly and get a few Mercy Rule wins is scary. I feel like Disability should still pat themselves on the back for 100%. How well they performed this whole season, to maybe being happy they were a good warm up for iBet, because they got the big boss waiting in the grand final.
Yeah. Uncontrollable still waiting in that grand final spot. Will be going up against I Bet. And with that, we are going to throw it to our final commercial break. And we'll be back with the grand finals. Stay tuned.
So fundamentally at Logitech, we believe life is more fun when you play. So as a result, we think everyone should be able to enjoy the joys of play. So Microsoft is a super close partner of ours, so when they came and they said, hey, we're working on something in the accessibility space, we can't tell you what it is, but could you please support us? We knew we just had to do the right thing.
It was really very, very invigorating to find out that we had, a partner that was just as excited about this as we were. Logitech has really understood really quickly from the very beginning what we were trying to do. And, we all kind of feel the same way about how we want to empower gamers with disabilities. We started to talk about how Logitech could participate in this ecosystem.
When we first met Bryce and we saw the Xbox Adaptive Controller, we were just blown away. And that inspired us to go on this journey with them.
The development of the adaptive controller by Xbox and Microsoft is definitely a huge statement from these companies.
Gaming in general allows the social integration that we all desire. While the Xbox Adaptive Controller has helped us leap forward, alone it's just the starting point.
So when we first started looking at the Xbox Adaptive Controller, we realized it was just the beginning. And there was a bunch of different peripherals and gear that you had to buy to really unlock its full capabilities. This is something we really had, a responsibility to do and do well.
So what Logitech has done is basically empowered people by creating a ton of new switch and button options for them. And it's really going to open up gaming for a lot of people.
The Adaptive Gaming Kit was designed for the Xbox Adaptive Controller. It's a set of large buttons, small buttons, light touch buttons, and even variable trigger controls that they can plug in the pattern they like, in the way they like, and then arrange on their chair, on our hook and loop boards. There's unlimited ways they can be used, and that's just inspired the whole team. Microsoft tested it with us in their labs. We've tested it in the field with many, many users. Seeing people play and seeing the happiness that they can just get lost in the game again is priceless.
There's over 46 million gamers with disabilities in America alone who would just like to play, who just need a little bit of help doing it. So the Adaptive Gaming Kit will be the difference between playing or not playing at all.
The most exciting thing to me was just how beautiful it was. Seeing something made for disabled players that fits in with other Logitech equipment is just, it shows that disabled players are just as big a gamers as anyone that's not disabled.
The Adaptive Gaming Kit will mean a sense of independence. It allows you to be able to put it together just like any other standard controller and allows you to tailor it to your experience.
Having the opportunity to play these games for the first time with tech like this, it really is a feeling of liberation.
Just because you see us in a chair or just because we might be a quad, it doesn't mean that we're not able.
I'm able to play games, so I'm not limited like I was before. Makes you feel a little less special, I call that.
One of the things that our lab has actually been discovering is that it's not just that games get you to perform lots and lots of repetitions that help you to recover, it's also the fact that you're having fun while you're doing it. Fun actually modulates the outcome of your therapy, and it's really important for neurological recovery.
So I'm really proud of the team at Logitech G for the work they did on this, but I'm really also thankful for all of our partners because we couldn't have done it without them. Microsoft, the folks at Special Effect, the team at the Abilities Research Center at Mount Sinai, and the folks at Able Gamers. They really helped us a lot, and I appreciate their support.
Online, you can't see the fact that I'm in a wheelchair. You can't see the fact that I'm using an adaptive controller. All you see is another avatar in the game, playing, doing exactly the same thing you're doing. Now, this adaptive controller definitely levels the field.
So I'm super proud of what we achieved, but on the other hand, we should have been doing this already. So I just want people to know that we're not just going to be one and done here. You know, this is the beginning of a journey, and it's just the start.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are back, and it is time for our grand finals of the $25,000 AET season finals here. Now, all these teams have been battling for the last 2 days, but it's all come down to this, and I bet is going to get their rematch against the Uncontrollables.
Oh, yeah, but we got to make sure you guys are all fed before the big match. Tell them about it, Frank.
I know. These matches make me hungry, so we want to be sure to keep you guys fed. Thank you to our partners at Chipotle. We're going to give you guys a chance to win a free entree. All you need to do is text WIN 333 to 888-222. Again, that is WIN 333 to 888-222 to have your chance to win a free entree from Chipotle. Thanks again to our partners there. But yeah, so I know these players are hungry as well for that win.
For the money, too.
And I was going to say $10,000 is a lot of Chipotle. It's a lot of Chipotle. We're getting extra guac for sure.
Yeah, double meat too.
Don't even
everything.
gotta worry about it. So with that being said, again, Uncontrollables versus I Bet. I Bet managed to take the first game off Uncontrollables, but then Uncontrollables won the next 3. How will our grand finals play out? Can I Bet reset the bracket? Or the Uncontrollables going to sweep yet again? We're about to find out.
Ooh, best of 5, too. And look, Ashley takes a shot. It's up high. Alpha pops it up to the corner, too. But man, I Bet just stuck in the net. That's a good long clear, too, for I Bet to work with. Not getting trapped is ideal against a team like Uncontrollables, who definitely have the mechanics to crack through any armor.
We'll have to see. Ashley now, possession. Tries to cut this one back on Alpha. Does manage to get in the way, but Pandemonium with an absolute laser beam through the defense. The speed he was able to put on this ball. They had an absolutely amazing shot there.
And a quick one, too. You saw Yodam attempt to go for... Somebody attempted to go for the challenge on the purple side. Or on the IBET side. And that one just gets deposited once they figure out the names. Pandemonium said, "It's me. I was the villain all along."
They were able to make it happen. A great kickoff recovery there from the Uncontrollables. Up 2-0 early. Looks like they took that one-game loss very seriously, sending a message here in game number 1 against I Bet. Here's Alpha, who was putting on a show for us in the previous match. Not able to make much happen on that play. Ashley being patient at the midfield line. Alpha up for the recovery. Pandemonium trying to set up their teammate. Now we have Yodam. Ooh, just shy of that corner. Gonna go wide. And that might be an opportunity for Ashley. Thankfully, Alpha was there to contest. Now Pandemonium gonna try to keep the play going.
And Pandemonium misses the corner boost and is getting outsped and just gets the touch. Unfortunately, own goals, but it was IBET that forced that to happen once Yodam took the boost. Long shot where Pandemonium kind of messed up the save there for Ashley, too.
They tried to make the correct play. I think it was just they could sense the pressure coming in from I Bet. They knew that they were in a great position to get that offense going and get that shot on goal. And here's another one off the kickoff. Thankfully, Ashley there to get the save. Yodam not going to stop, however. Pandemonium will send it into the opposite corner. Ashley tries to get this one over the defenders. It's a great 50, still on the orange side of the field, and Ashley's off the ceiling, but that one is off the crossbar.
Oh, good reset to drive a lot of power into that shot, but it's such a difficult angle to cut when you're coming up from up high. Pandemonium gonna show him how it's done. No! The second tap disallowed by Yodam goes all the way down, but Ashley quick rotations to the corner to keep possession there for the defense of Uncontrollables. Ashley winning against that, but Alpha, great reposition to slow down Ashley. And with them demoed, Uncontrollables lose a lot of steam on that offense.
There's a setup for Alpha. That shot off the backboard and the retouch. Going to be able to find the net. And that means iBet has battled back and tied us up at 2s.
Kind of great readjustment from Alpha 2, popping it up to the back wall, being ready on the right side, knowing where that was landing, being able to beat Uncontrollables and just deny that amount of space has kept iBet in the game for a while, and all Pandemonium has to do is shoot the open net, and there's Uncontrollables back in the lead.
Yep, Pandemonium can't get much of an easier shot than that, especially in AET Grand Finals. You'll take those where you can get them. Uncontrollables will find themselves in the lead by 1. So we're just at about the halfway mark here in our first game of the Grand Finals. Pandemonium and another absolute bullet being sent at the net to extend this lead to 2.
What a pass to Pandemonium. Good timing too, just grabbed full tank of boost, and to turn around and place that shot as beautifully as they did is, wow. They gotta teach me how to play, because I would whiff that like crazy. Going into the second half now with a 2-goal lead, Pandemonium can get this touch into the corner, but Yodam steals the corner boost, so Ashley has to move forward with whatever they have left and is flicking it above almost both defenders until the 50s force to the ceiling and stops the counterattack for Uncontrollables.
Yeah, nice clear downfield. Pandemonium gets the demo onto Alpha. Now Ashley chasing this one down, and he's going to secure yet another goal for the Uncontrollables. 2 goals away from our 7-goal limit and just under 2 minutes left to play. The Uncontrollables are looking very strong here in our grand final.
Oh boy, Uncontrollables. Can they be put into that cage? iBet at least warming off of a momentum win and almost driving through a kickoff goal there before being stopped. iBet, you can tell they're coming in with a lot of power, a lot of fire, and they learned a thing or two from that rematch, and they know they can't center all that attention onto Ashley. You gotta worry about the passes. Pandemonium gets set up for success too. Expect the unexpected when you face Uncontrollables. Here's Ashley with the dribble, the flip reset. Alpha gets a touch in time before they could drive in the winning shot.
Great read by Alpha, but Pandemonium not giving up on the play. Gonna get the bump. Ashley has the touch off the backboard. Does he have the rebound? Yodam was there for the recovery, and now Alpha at midfield, but that shot gonna go wide to the left.
Yodam taking his time. Ashley not giving them time to think. Alpha to the back wall. Yodam not in position to kind of receive that, and Ashley will make sure of that. 53 seconds, 3 goals down. iBet driving this home, and somehow that goes in. Popped up again by Pandemonium to his demise.
Yeah, still some fight left from iBet as Yodam was able to find that upper right corner. Now trailing by 2. 48 seconds left to play. How does Ashley take this kickoff? Ball on the sidewall. Ashley up for it. Net not contested. Yodam trying to come through, but it's Ashley with the double tap off the backboard to bring them within 1 of ending our first game of the series.
Oh my God, the double tap. This is the old Ashley we've been waiting to watch. They've been doing that all season, but iBet have been really good at protecting their back wall, contesting Ashley before they develop the play. And this time you can see iBet running out of gas, thinking about game 2, and Mercy Rule almost into effect too, even if iBet come back and do something crazy in the last 30 seconds. It only takes 1 for Uncontrollables to finish off this game. Yodam versus Pandemonium, good pop-up to stop that breakaway.
Have to see how this one plays out. Alpha now does have the breakaway over to Yodam, but Ashley was there for that save. Clock now counting down, and Uncontrollables will be taking game number 1. And they are one game closer to walking away with $10,000.
Ooh. Uncontrollables are so good. Like, every season we have a new superstar team, and this season it's definitely the Uncontrollables.
Yes.
Undefeated, have only dropped one game. Yes, it was against iBet in the previous series, but they were just getting warmed up, it feels like.
Yeah, 100%. It feels like iBet just kind of was able to find every opportunity in that game as well. And Uncontrollables, I think, you know, it woke them up a little bit. They kind of said, hey, iBet is here to play. They're able to contest against us. We have to make sure just not to give them, you know, kind of any leeway on that, because they will take advantage of it if it's given. So Uncontrollables looking very solid here in our first game. iBet had some moments of brilliance, but it really is just kind of that relentless gameplay from Pandemonium and Ashley that is just so hard to deal with. We'll have to see going into our second game. What is iBet's approach? That's a great approach, I gotta say. That's a great approach to the second game, is getting a goal within 4 seconds.
Yeah, both teams cheated off kickoff, but Pandemonium backflipped, and while Yodam had the jump and the placement into the upper 90, where that was just undefendable. What a strike that iBet have done so early in this game 2 to begin a bounce back, at least give themselves hope. Ashley wants the double tap. Pandemonium maybe there to clean it up, but doesn't have a lot of boost to go for a powerful shot. Does flick it about above past one defender. iBet can maybe breathe for a second. I don't know if Uncontrollables are going to let them, though. Here's Ashley. This pops up to Pandemonium, who had to readjust and couldn't take the immediate shot.
Yeah, Pandemonium doing a great job of really not even needing boost to make the right plays, be in the right position, and try to set up their teammate. Now here's Ashley. Managed to get that one tire on the ball. And Pandemonium has the follow-up, but it's Yodam with the speed to try to slow down that play. Ashley was able to recover. Pandemonium almost has the double tap, but Yodam is able to carry this one away yet again.
1 minute gone by. Pandemonium with a hard touch to the midfield. Ashley goes for the demo to see if that can kind of regain possession. Now lost a lot of space to do so. At least Uncontrollables trying to carve out this right lane, and Yodam stuffs them. Maybe setting up Alpha, wants to go long and far to even get to this ball, and Ashley is just quicker and with a full tank of boost. Dribble ready, flip reset 2. Pandemonium sees the challenge and goes for the assist, but now with Uncontrollables this in deep, Yodam just drives in a goal for free.
Hey, you want to go on a road trip? Yodam says, I'm going to the opposite net. Carries it coast to coast right at the front of the car, and iBet doing exactly what they need to do, slowing down Uncontrollables, keeping up that pressure on offense, making sure Uncontrollables can't find their footing, their game plan here in the second game of the series. Pandemonium, they're trying to position themselves on defense here, ever aware of the positioning of Yodam and Ashley, and that setup from Ashley, beautifully done, but beautifully saved from Yodam as well.
What? Goal line save after goal line save. I was going to say every time that Yodam blocks a shot, he goes and scores afterwards. I can't believe both teams have stopped those opportunities. It's only been 2 minutes, and this is only game 2. Ashley cutting through, but both defenders stuffed in their way. Up high is Yodam versus Ashley. The 50 collides right down to Alpha. Soft shot. Pandemonium readjusts to go for the save, and now is trying to pinches it out for the long clear, and that's a smart move.
Yeah, like that pinch there. Gets the Uncontrollable some breathing room. Ashley now looking to get things started. It's a great touch from Alpha. Pandemonium off the sidewall. Not going to be able to find it. Thankfully recovers. Knocks that ball away from Yodam. Now does Alpha have something for us? Now it's going to be Ashley. Now Pandemonium gets demoed. We'll have to see if iBet can make something happen. Ashley turning on the afterburners, though, making sure his teammate has time to recover. And now he demos in return. Is this the goal attempt? No, that one going to be sent wide left into the orange corner. Uncontrollable, still not able to find a goal here in game number 2.
Alpha has really good situational awareness too, and even to go for the initial challenge to then intercepting the follow-up pass. Like, Alpha's on top of this ball at all times, and Pandemonium hesitated for a second. Yodam demos them, but now this ball rolls up the wall, and Yodam couldn't really capitalize that to turn that into a third goal, and now this midfield's won by Ashley. Yodam has to turn around quickly and somehow pulls off the save.
Yeah, Yodam with a death-defying save there. Uncontrollables needed that goal as well. Maybe a brief moment of miscommunication between Pandemonium and Ashley, but they look like they've recovered. Ashley up for this one after Alpha attempted the clear. I'm holding my breath, seeing if Pandemonium was able to follow up on that setup on the backboard, but no, it's going to be Yodam yet again with the hat trick himself, getting, I bet, a 3-0 lead.
Yodam's so good at dealing with challenges and physical play in general. He's been able to dodge them, flick the ball above them, turn a 1v1 into a winnable situation for him, and hence why they're up 3-0. And how Uncontrollables haven't been able to take the ball away from him once Yodam gets ramped up and ready to go. The fact that Ashley and Pandemonium had such a successful game 1 to being shut out in game 2 tells me this could be an extended series with how neck and neck both these two teams have been.
Oh, absolutely. And that's the thing that is shocking me right now. You're talking about a team that just came off of a 6-goal game, getting completely shut out in the subsequent match. So can Ashley get things going here? Can he defy the clock itself and find 2 more goals in 19 seconds to force the overtime?
Crazy reset to tuck that into the upper half. Like, Ashley has to pull off miracles like that to keep Uncontrollables in this game. 20 seconds is doable to just get that second goal to maybe force off a kickoff opportunity, but it's all eyes on Uncontrollables and how this next offense goes, and that challenge, that 50 that was left unattended. Uncontrollables lost so much of that 20 seconds they had running for boost, and now stuck in the purple half with no chance to win this game. It will be, I bet, taking game 2 and equalizing our series.
Yeah, beautiful touch from Alpha there as well. Just not really worried about where the ball goes, but just making sure the ball went as far away from the Uncontrollables as possible to guarantee their victory in game number 2. And you can see that stark contrast, almost cutting the Uncontrollable shot attempts in half. I bet making a great recovery in game number 2.
Ooh, what a series, though. Oh, my God. Yodam is on something crazy today. Well, I don't know what he put in these Wheaties, but Yodam has got a hat trick, all of the goals to their name, and I was wondering how mentally they were going to do. I mean, I wondered that about IPET in the last series, and Yodam scored like back-to-back-to-back-to-back. So it's almost like Yodam gets buffed from losing.
Right. The loss buff coming through. Now, is it going to carry through even after the victory is the big question. But at the very least, IPET has proven that their victory earlier in the tournament was not a fluke. Another amazing save going to be coming through from Ashley as Alpha attempts the follow-up shot. That will be denied as well. Now trying to set Yodam up. Yodam is trying to float it up, but Ashley has the save. Now, does Alpha have the follow-up? He does, and it's going to be IPET on the board first yet again.
Boost management on Alpha's climb up to this high ball that was dropping so slowly to make sure he could tuck it into a position that was going to be so difficult for Ashley to get to. Great job by IPET to strike first in this game 3. This is for match point. This is for IPET going for reset, for Uncontrollables to be the champions, and Alpha can't even clean this up. Back-to-back saves from Uncontrollables.
Yeah, great saves coming through there. Now we have Pandemonium getting in on the defensive action. Now the Uncontrollables trying to get their offense started for the first time this game. It's Yodam. Can't get it by Pandemonium. Ashley going to be contesting as well. Pandemonium slightly under that one. And they're going to have to hustle back on defense as IPET looks to get another shot attempt on the board.
Oh, good tuck away by Pandemonium to the left. You saw iBet. We're looming for that opportunity for that ball to bounce out. Alpha wanting to land that ball on the top of the card to get some air on it against Ashley, who was down low and didn't manage to do so. Wasn't far forward enough. As Uncontrollables now take the corner boost. Here's Ashley looking for a reset. Multiple touches. Can't get the second one to drive that one into the net. Pandemonium with a shot to the left. That's not on target, but Uncontrollables want to keep up that pressure.
We'll have to see how this one plays out. Again, like you mentioned, Uncontrollables focused on keeping this offense going. But it is iBet continually challenging these shot attempts. Another save coming through, but there's Pandemonium on the follow-up to tie us back up at 1.
It's just a matter of time with how long Uncontrollables were on this offense to kind of collide, fake it through, and Yodam just didn't get a powerful of enough clear, and Uncontrollables in the position to dunk that in. 1-1 in Game 3, with kickoff going in favor of Uncontrollables.
And it's really Uncontrollables needing that. Okay, Alpha. Not even sure if he was trying to make that save, but that shot came through so fast. Just happened to be in that perfect position to deny the attempt. Trying to transition now to their own offense, but the Uncontrollables really needed that tying goal. I think things would have started to get a little ugly if iBet was able to get a 2-0 lead. Here we have Ashley rotating back on defense. Yodam trying to carry this one by both defenders, and unfortunately that bump sends Pandemonium just off balance enough for iBet to secure another goal.
Uncontrollables double committed to that challenge. Yodam had a beautiful carry on top of the car, and just like I've mentioned before, Yodam deals with physical pressure very well, flicked the ball above, and then both challenges ended up doing nothing. And Yodam, once that fails, is able to go and take a shot on an open net. Uncontrollables gotta be careful. I know they want to commit more members to dealing with Yodam, but they need that second layer of defense too. If that goes awry, Ashley wanting to cross in front of the net, Alpha with the deny, and almost the follow-up, kind of running into Ashley. So it won't be a free counterattack for iBet.
Yeah, Yodam really saw 2 defenders in front of him and said, "What challengers?"
Yeah.
And here he's able to deny that shot attempt. Start to transition into some offense of his own. Swoops it over Pandemonium. Forces Ashley to back up just a little bit, slowing him down on that offensive transition. The pass over to Pandemonium will be denied by the double commit from iBet. Now they're both in the net, ready to knock this one away yet again. Pandemonium is up for it, trying to keep some of this momentum in Uncontrollables' favor, but unfortunately, continuing to overcommit on these offensive plays has opened the door for iBet to take an even stronger lead.
Yeah, Uncontrollables were so dedicated, maybe even desperate for that equalizer when they're playing that far forward, and Yodam wins more challenges than he loses them. Sometimes doesn't even need a challenge. He just avoids it completely, just like this. The demo on Uncontrollables opens up the lane, and iBet are up 4-1.
Yeah, Yodam looks like he's bowling out there with how open that lane is. 4-1 now in favor of iBet. They are making a statement here, not just giving Uncontrollables their first game loss, but are looking to give them their first series loss. Reset the bracket in grand finals.
Pandemonium. Oh, geez. Right into Alpha. Never mind.
They're continuously just applying that pressure, and I think that's what's so scary. iBet has just never slowed down. Never surrendered, never what? As Alpha takes this one into the corner, tries to get the clear.
Oh, Yodam and Ashley. Ashley trying to learn a lesson or two about how do you deal with Yodam. Well, maybe demoing them works just fine. That gave the ball to Uncontrollables for a second, but the way Alpha just harass Uncontrollables made that 1v2 situation very doable for Alpha. Uncontrollables lobbing that one in, and even changing up the pace of play. Slowing the ball down is still not enough to shake up iBet's awareness on it defensively. And now speaking of that, iBet don't really need to go for anything crazy here, even though they're still trying to drive the ball for a 5th one.
Yeah, iBet in a great spot. Under 20 seconds left to play. Uncontrollables at this point in time. Basically just mathematically out of the game. 8 seconds left. I don't think any team is going to be able to score 3 goals. And Alpha just looking to stall the clock out. As 2 in a row will go in favor of iBet, putting them on bracket reset point. And I might have lied when I said it was our last commercial break, as iBet looks to send us into another series.
Ooh. And Yodam with just how many hats can they get? Just, was it 2 hat tricks, stacking, and is getting a hat trick almost every game. Like, Yodam is a star out there and is making this winnable for iBet when I thought iBet were getting crushed out there in the previous game. So, shout out to them. We'll see if they could do the bracket reset. Maybe Ashley and Pandemonium can do Game 5. I'm excited either way.
Yeah, either way, we're in store for something amazing. I think whether or not it's a Game 5 for the first time featuring the uncontrollables or potentially even the bracket reset, it's all going to come down to who can really dig deep, stay composed here. We're already getting underway with our 4th game of the series.
Oh, Ashley. Oh, wanting the bounce to get that above Alpha. Great reads. This is sent all the way down and would have went on target. Pandemonium in a better position defensively, too, after uncontrollables have been punished a few times on that over-aggression. Yodam against 2 defenders. Pandemonium sees that moment where the ball had heavier touch and was able to bump the ball off of Yodam instead of worry about the player. And this could be in a bad position. Yodam is quick to rotate back, though.
To see Ashley using a lot of that boost to keep the ball on the orange side of the field. That means he's going to be struggling a little bit to get back to recover for this play, so going to look for a long clear. Yodam now in this corner. Ashley looking to maneuver the ball around his opponents. Unfortunately, a big clear from iBet. Going to force both of the uncontrollables to rotate back and abandon that play. Ashley, bit of a light touch. Yodam on the hunt. Just to sneak it by 1, but it's Alpha coming through. Trying to look for that play over to Yodam. Yodam up against Ashley, off the crossbar, but still in as Yodam gets iBet on the board again.
How does Yodam do this? First it was the fake challenge to once the ball landed to Pandemonium when Ashley was trying to dodge a ghost. Then they both were unsuccessful at clearing it, and Yodam waits for the perfect opportunity to touch the ball and dunk it in when uncontrollables were pushing person after person to get out of their own half. Yodam is just a physical force that is just so difficult to deal with when you're on the side of uncontrollables. It's Pandemonium to Ashley, the pass unsuccessful because of the bump there from iBet. Go back to iBet in a position to play off this back wall until Ashley tucks it to the corner.
Yeah. I believe they've even forced Pandemonium into a car switch up. That's how much they're shaking the uncontrollables right now. Back to the bread and butter default setup. As Alpha challenges along the sidewall. Ashley getting scrappy here. Trying to make something happen. Pandemonium trying to dive down, get that pinch, get that clear. Ashley, no boost left on this play. Corner boost taken away, so uncontrollables gonna have to abandon that setup and start to reposition.
Yeah, when uncontrollables need that much pressure to be successful, I don't blame them with wanting to commit Pandemonium that far forward. Ashley has realized, playing iBet now twice, that they can't do it on their own. And usually, I mean 90% of the time, Ashley and Pandemonium cycle so well, they play off of each other well, they set each other up for success. But iBet have found these moments to win 50s just like this. It doesn't matter if Yodam is demoed because Alpha's there to step up.
Yeah, it feels a bit of like a teamwork diff at this point, and that's not even to say the uncontrollables are playing poorly. I think iBet are just so perfectly in sync. They're Pacific Rimming out there. They are both moving in absolute unison, and it's just leading to all of this success, the perfect passing plays, being on the same page, the bumps, the clears. They're just doing everything right and as a team.
Oh, Ashley to the ceiling, but it's a heavy touch, and Pandemonium wanted to keep that drive going. So Ashley invests a lot of boost just to rotate back, make sure iBet don't take a shot on an open net again. And Ashley has to just be all over the field. Pandemonium has to sync up perfectly. Dribble that gets far away from Pandemonium gives a clear opportunity for iBet. With Yodam demoed, it's a chance for Ashley to center this out, and the double tap secures that and puts him within one.
Beautiful play here from the Uncontrollables, finally getting back to really what we've seen out of them all season. That passing play will find the net and bring them within one. Of course, still trailing here to iBet. Not a lot of time left on the clock. Minute 20 here. So iBet tries to set up the double tap off the back wall. A little bit of a stumble from Alpha, but still in the mix. Cleared past them now as Yodam tries to make the play. Ashley trying to get the pinch. Knock this one down to his teammate, but Yodam and Alpha all over this one. A huge bump as well. Gonna make Ashley go back onto defense. Pandemonium now forced to go up for the challenge and does get the touch.
Yeah, Yodam too isn't crazy eager either. He's in good positions defensively, and when Alpha moves forward to make a play, Yodam makes sure that the last layer of defense is in the net. And Uncontrollables throwing everything they can at this last 30 seconds with iBet bracket reset on the line. And Uncontrollables putting everything on the table. There's Ashley Pandemonium on a drive. Yodam with no boost. Ashley goes above, doesn't get the bump on Alpha. And the ball is left unattended. Ashley used all the boost to go for the aerial play, and Pandemonium starting to harass the ball. Ashley is back. Pandemonium wanted to bump the player out of the way, but iBet got out of the way. Ashley now, once again with the ball, gets bumped off of it, and this goes on the ground. No, Ashley saves it, but having to go all the way down, it's not possible. iBet have bracket reset the Uncontrollables.
Yeah, that's going to be their first loss.
Ever.
And it happens in the grand finals of the $10,000 match. What does that crystal ball have to say about this one?
It's broken. I was not expecting that.
It's short-circuited. I don't think the crystal ball knew. I don't think anyone could have predicted that going into our grand final. It'll be a bracket reset against the Uncontrollables, basically just meaning there is going to be another best of 5 for anyone kind of unfamiliar. So iBet not only doing the impossible, but now having a shot at the upset to be this season's champions. Uncontrollables, we saw it towards the end, slowly kind of piece by piece putting things together, trying to cut down on that lead, but it was iBet just able to go toe-to-toe, keep one step ahead, and end up victorious with that bracket reset. So all that means is we're going to throw it to a very brief, because we want to get into this one too, and I'm sure the players do as well, commercial break, and then we'll be right back with the final best of 5, and we will have a champion for this season of AET. So don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are back still with our grand final as iBet managed to reset the bracket against Uncontrollable. So basically, since they came out of the losers bracket, they have to beat essentially Uncontrollables twice in order to claim the title of champion here. And they're one step, one half of the way there. They just need to win the next best of 5, and iBet will be walking away with $10,000 and the title of AET champions, unless the Uncontrollables can fire back and win this best of 5 against them. And then, you know, the exact opposite is true. They'll be the champions, and they will win that lion's share of the prize pool.
But the scripts, Frank, the narratives, the upper final, when Uncontrollables were the one who knocked iBet into the lower bracket.
Right.
And revenge is looking pretty sweet.
Yeah.
But can they beat him again? I guess both teams are now 1-1 against each other when it comes to wins. So,
right.
And this final win will be what gets one team $10,000 richer.
Yeah. I can only imagine what it feels like to be one of these two teams right now in this situation. 3 games away from walking away with $10,000, and iBet has a lot of momentum on their side, already doing what hasn't been done the entire season, not only taking a game off of Uncontrollables, but an entire series as well.
Oh yeah, Pandemonium guiding this one forward. Ashley by his side, but Alpha and friends just, they have great control of the ball when it does get dumped into their own end like that. They're not shaken up. Uncontrollables don't have that moment they could capitalize on. They can't really force errors out of iBet. It's Uncontrollables that have to play perfectly, and you thought that was the case when they faced iBet the first time, and Pandemonium didn't want to own goal, but now Alpha, how did he not get this in? Eventually this leaks in, but man, that took a lot of effort out of iBet.
Man, yeah, iBet really having to force the issue here. Ashley and Pandemonium doing a great job of just trying to get in the way of those shots, but eventually we're just worn too thin, as iBet will be getting on the board first yet again. I do believe every single time they've gotten on the board first against the Uncontrollables, they've managed to convert that into a game victory. So will that hold true here? One demo coming through, but Yodam trying to sneak it by the defenders. Ashley at midfield looking for the setup, but will get demoed again by Yodam. Slowing this one down, trying to get it past Pandemonium. Flick up will be high. Ashley will miss the touch on that one, and it's a scramble for possession of this ball.
Yeah, and Alpha tried to use his reset from the ceiling and missed that one, and with all the pasta on the floor, somehow nobody scored off of that. And now Uncontrollables with control of the ball. Ashley with the dribble, 30 in the tank, wanting to drop it low. Caught a difficult angle, because that's what it's going to take to get past iBet. Is Ashley playing to the best of their abilities, which we thought their peak was already shown today. And Uncontrollables have to reach a new one. They have a lot of control of the ball, though. Just it's tough to get anything done against this team.
Yeah, iBet has really done a great job of locking things down, cutting off options from the Uncontrollables. They continue to fight for a way to get past this iBet defense. That one saved yet again. Got him. Has the flick over one defender. Pandemonium will be up for it with the touch, but Yadam continues to commit to the play. Ashley now looking to get something going. Both players able to rotate back, and Pandemonium puts this one into the lower corner.
Gotta be careful if Pandemonium's gonna step up to clean up a play. You need to be sure you have A+ execution, because Yodam wins most of their challenges, and that was almost a breakaway opportunity for iBet. But you've seen that Uncontrollables are a lot more careful with Yodam's. Yodam likes to flick early and flick high, so Uncontrollables are more aware of that, and hence why Uncontrollables have fought for possession and regained it a lot easier when Yodam does have the ball. A lot of offense is creative by Uncontrollables, but threat level pretty low.
Yeah, I will say, and even just in terms of gameplay alone, how things are looking. iBet looking calm, cool, and collected. That's going to translate into another goal for them. Just Yodam with the challenge. Puts that one on target. If you're iBet, you're feeling pretty good about that. Uncontrollables, you can almost tell, getting a little desperate, looking a little shaky, looking like they're getting frustrated. And the fact they haven't been able to find a goal, an answer here so far in our first game of the bracket reset.
Oh, what a save from Ashley when Yodam almost dribbled that in. Surprised they couldn't even find the bump off of that. Pandemonium demos Yodam, giving a chance for Uncontrollables in this 2-on-1. Great touch from Alpha, and a risky one because we whiffed that. That would have been an open net, but it was enough time bought for Yodam to respawn and Uncontrollables to be back in an even situation. But Yodam wins so many challenges, and you see how much it's already profited IBET. 2-0. Now defensively, IBET don't need to do anything crazy. They just need to stop Uncontrollables from scoring, and IBET will take the first game. Here's Ashley with the bump, Pandemonium with the follow-up not there.
Man, the control to make sure the follow-up bump, that ball was off target enough to be intercepted by the crossbar. Fantastic control from IBET, denying what would have been a huge goal for the Uncontrollables. Even setting up a goal for themselves. IBET unrelenting in their offensive pressure. Ashley able to clear this one on target, but thankfully Alpha there for the recovery.
Even when Uncontrollables tried a quick transition and throw a shot from downtown, that was going to be on target there for Ashley. And IBET still are able to rotate into amazing positions to save that. And I know it's been such a Yodam show, but Alpha is an anchor to this team that has made this shutout even possible.
A good anchor.
Yeah. IBET with back-to-back games, too. Like,
yeah.
I know this is a new series, but they haven't been stopped yet.
No, it's looking like, you know, all things are going IBET's way. They've been able to dial in their game plan against the Uncontrollables, and the Uncontrollables just haven't been able to find an answer yet. We've seen the attempts, we've seen the adjustments they've tried to make, but I mean, IBET has been there, you know, in step with every answer, just able to shoot one right back at them.
That's just crazy because it's Ashley, like solo-wise, can only do so much
Sure.
because both people of IBET are in the net, and Ashley, you know, with all the amazing mechanics that they have, can't do it. So Pandemonium steps up to go for either a pass or just to finish up a play that doesn't go on target, and then Yodam wins the challenge and sends it all the way down for either a breakaway or an open net shot, and I don't know what Uncontrollables can do because Yodam punishes them if it doesn't get executed, and defensively, IBET seem untouchable. Here's Yodam with the carry on top of the ball, and maybe that's what it's going to take, demoing Yodam.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, the physical play really feels like perhaps the final option, as that demo does lead to the Uncontrollables able to strike first here in game number 2. So perhaps they are starting to crack that code on how to get through the IBET defense.
Yeah, a little slip up from Alpha that couldn't bump Ashley off the ball in time, but Ashley was coming in quick. That was a tough window to get, and Ashley cheating up off a kickoff for immediate possession, wanting to tip that towards the box. Collides with Alpha, Pandemonium stepping up, being aware of Yodam and friends in the net who just can't seem to put a stop to this avalanche of Uncontrollables.
Yeah, and now the Uncontrollables within 30 seconds are up 2-0 on IBET, putting themselves in a great position here to tie up the series. Now we'll have to see if there's a response from IBET. Pandemonium, the sidewall, not a lot of boost. Just gonna try to keep that one reserved for the bump onto Yodam. Yodam, though, gets the demo onto Ashley, and that will set up Alpha for the play. Ashley gonna knock this one up. Yeah, deadly floating in front of the Uncontrollables net, but thankfully IBET not in a position to capitalize.
Yodam now spotting that. There's just a lot more coverage on him and is going for demos. Ashley, get off of me, is what I'm probably hearing in the comms if I'm listening in. Uncontrollables not letting Yodam get away with too much, and even off of kickoffs, that's why Uncontrollables have such an early lead. It's just their experience off of kickoffs, and Uncontrollables having that immediate pressure that IBET couldn't handle with how limited boost you have, and that's a midfield win for Alpha that keeps them within 1.
And Alpha just able to thread that needle with this touch as well. Even has Ashley to contend with. Just able to redirect that shot so perfectly. And that's one of those things that's so hard to account for, too, because uncontrollables, for all intents and purposes, were playing that one correctly. And Alpha just finds that opening and turns it into a goal. Uncontrollables now only leading by 1. Alpha in position for defense, but Yodam has the touch. Ashley able to get the demo onto Alpha, but the 1v1, Yodam yet again with the goal, gonna tie us up at 2s.
Yeah, this initial offense of uncontrollables, Pandemonium went for a pinch play on the ball, misses it, then goes for a bump and at least kind of had Ipet chasing around, but that small window where uncontrollables weren't sure if Pandemonium was going for a play, going for a bump, who was getting on the ball, gave Ipet that window of opportunity to strike right back. And how quickly Ipet need to react is very difficult to do, and Ipet are so quick, are so fast on the field. Uncontrollables have lost that lead, that 2-0 start, that fire they had to come back in the series, gone away. Alpha, not the demo, but Ashley slowed down off the clear.
Yeah, and Yodam not really in a great spot after that bump. That's okay. Does manage to recover, get back on defense. Pandemonium, they're hunting down some boost. That shot attempt from Ashley will be denied. Now Yodam yet again on the breakaway, trying to win the 50s. Might end up being Alpha versus Ashley. Yodam just everywhere on the field right now. Bumps it under 1, but can't get it by both. As that shot will thankfully, if you're the uncontrollables, be saved.
Great read from Pandemonium to read the bounce and just kind of pinch it off the other player. Saving that, keeping this game close. But you're worried about Ipet, these offenses. You're trying to slow them down, and it's not a crazy counterattack that you're seeing from uncontrollables. They can only get the ball to the corner, and then they have to set up and develop, and it gives time for Ipet to get back in positions. And now this goes downfield. Ashley reading the bounce, seeing the approach of Alpha, who does manage to get a hand on it. The 50 goes back to the purple half, and Yodam bumped off the ball, and being physical is what you're going to have to do, and Alpha with the gap just stopped right at the line.
Yeah, great save coming through from Ashley, but I bet just the way they're handling these mechanics as the uncontrollables will find another goal and take the lead back. But you were mentioning kind of the mechanical plays coming through out of Ashley, but he's had to resort to the fundamentals because I bet just not really giving him the breathing room to show off that level of skill, making things so difficult for him to kind of get that runway that he needs to start to use some of those mechanical plays.
Yeah. Yodam went for a fake clear too, dropped the ball to the corner, and Ashley waited on the wall. Didn't pre-challenge, didn't get too crazy with it. It's the mind games between Yodam and Ashley that have just been so entertaining, and Ashley is coming out ahead. Bigger brain, bigger IQ for the moment. Great flips above Alpha, and tucks that 4th one away in for uncontrollables.
Yeah. Ashley just starting to get a read, too, on Ipet's defensive patterns and what they tend to look for when they're transitioning onto offense that really opens up that quick attack on net that Ashley's able to convert into a goal. Another great touch here will be off the orange backboard. Alpha looking to carry this one away. Yodam looking to get this by the defender. Ashley up for it, has to chase this down. Alpha trying to keep the play alive. We have Pandemonium waiting in the wings, trying to get the shot on net, but will be contested. A big bump from Alpha means that Ashley is going to score yet again.
Again, the power, the adjustment here. You know, Pandemonium pushing Alpha out of the way helps too. Perfect shot from Ashley yet again. And these panicky situations when you're down in the series, you got bracket reset upon, you're not seeing Ashley kind of shake up too much. They have still great control of the ball. They know the power behind the shot that needs to be taken. And Uncontrollables have a solid lead with 30 seconds left. This should even up the series. And now all Uncontrollables have to do is keep attacking the ball and not let Yodam, and obviously not commit both to the ball, because that's how Yodam has been able to rack up the score quite a bit. Now you slow down Alpha's trail to the other side of the field, and the few more seconds to go, it will be Uncontrollables taking game 2 of our bracket reset to even things up.
Yeah, and that is similar to our first best of 5 as well, starting off 1-1. And that just means that, you know, these teams have to play perfect from here on out if they want to be our AET season champions. You can see there, I bet just being really limited on their shot attempts in this second game. And I think Uncontrollables just kind of able to fall back into their rhythm, their traditional game plan a little bit better there in that game number 2.
It's just the challenge game. Like, Uncontrollables are realizing that they're losing that so much. So they either have to delay challenge or just commit more members to it. And Yodam has now adapted themselves in this mind game between them and Ashley to kind of delay that. But Ashley reads it like a book. The way that Ashley stays composed in crucial high stakes games, you know, a $10,000 best of 5, by the way.
Yeah.
And Ashley keeps cool like a cucumber. And it's been so great to watch these two players go head-to-head.
Yeah. Really the kind of pinnacle of what we've seen in Rocket League in our adaptive esports tournaments on display right now. We say it time and time again, every season the competition gets more and more fierce. This is undoubtedly not just some of the fiercest competition in AET, but the fiercest competition in Rocket League.
Has to be. With Ipet's defense now getting tested. Ashley to Pandemonium. Yodam comes out of the net in time to not let the shot go through from the pass. And here's Yodam. As soon as he does regain possession, his counterattacks, their counterattacks are almost always executed to perfection. The way that was almost tucked into the upper 90 and denied. Uncontrollables have picked up the pace, and Ashley bulldozes their way through to the net.
Yeah, Ashley doing a great job here. Just reading that defense. Keeping it simple, really, right? Just putting it where the defenders aren't. Doesn't have to get fancy with it every single time. That'll get Uncontrollables on the board first. They've got a great track record when they're ahead early. Just gives them that momentum to carry through to the final moments of the game. Great touch from Ashley. Gonna slide it by one defender. And that's another quick 2-goal lead for the Uncontrollables.
It's giving them a taste of their own medicine. Intercepting the pass over to Alpha. A great little touch, too, from Ashley, which got it behind that player from Ipet to having just, I think, 30 boost into the tank, which let Ashley get, you know, a few more meters ahead to get that breakaway to be successful for Uncontrollables, when it's usually Yodam that has these insane, perfect counterattacks when these passing plays don't work out for Uncontrollables. Now Alpha crossing over to Yodam, readjusts to slow down Uncontrollables with ball possession, but not a lot of boost. Pandemonium says that. I need to fall back, and Ashley steps up to the plate. For Uncontrollables, kind of being desynced on resources, have to give up a bit of space to regain it later.
Yeah, we'll have to see how the Uncontrollables offense pans out right now. Ashley fighting on center stage in that 2v1. Has to fall back to their side of the field. As Pandemonium will take possession of the ball. Tries to bully Yodam away. But he might look like he's driving a car, but Yodam is an absolute truck out there on the field.
So true. Ipet are just tanks. It's hard to bully them off the ball. They're the ones pushing you around. Now shot after shot, Uncontrollables had really good 50s go their way. And gotta be careful for this one. You see Yodam was just diving over to see if they could recenter that ball. You're not out of the woods yet if you're Uncontrollables. Alpha with a few more touches. How did Yodam not get that in? That's insane. Ipet still scoreless as Ashley flip reset denied on the counterattack. Pandemonium going for their chance, investing all the boost, but I don't think Uncontrollables can maintain this for long.
No, Uncontrollables definitely need to get some offense going. Cannot just kind of be that punching bag against the Ipet offense. And Pandemonium, nice job just getting this one onto the orange side of the field. Ashley circling the net, looking for an opportunity. Yodam with a big bump, thankfully gets those wheels on the ground. Over to the corner, recentered up, but that shot attempt will be high. And now we have Yodam deadly in these transitions. But that one too high for Alpha, and that might be an opportunity for Ashley.
Oh, Yodam missed the initial challenge, readjusted, saved the initial shot. Uncontrollables forcing 50s. This could land in Pandemonium's lap, and he does it! 3-0 for Uncontrollables!
The Uncontrollables just building up this cushion here in game number 3, looking to put themselves on grand finals point. Trying to seal this one away. They know that I Bet have the chops to be able to take them down. The Uncontrollables trying to get ahead of it. Stop them before they get that momentum back on their side. Yodam trying to make a play, but Ashley is there for the save.
Yeah, Pandemonium avoids the bump, which could have just crashed even the Ashley last layer of defense there. Great communication between Pandemonium and Ashley, and you see them talk a lot during these plays, because getting your wires mixed up in twos is how you let the win streak that I Bet had going to potentially being stopped in the last minute. Pandemonium with the demo. Leaves Yodam all by themselves. Dribble in the air. Pandemonium demoed, but it's a 50 that gets put to the side, so Yodam won't get away for free.
Yeah, a great, essentially, sacrifice there from Pandemonium to stop the play, even though the demo comes through. Now Ashley has possession, and it's an open net, and it might just be a wrap here in game number 3 with the Uncontrollables leading 4-0.
These games are just between Ashley and Yodam, one jumping, the other one jumping higher, and beating each other's high scores. The mind games and the way Ashley, once they know they have the ball and once I Bet are out of position, Ashley doesn't let them have a chance to breathe. And isn't just solo plays, Ashley has set up Pandemonium to finish up plays before, and this time they're not getting punished. Uncontrollables going for demos, keeping eyes on Yodam, and just positioning themselves better in challenges so that Yodam's not always winning them. And a few more seconds to go. This will be for match point for Uncontrollables in the bracket reset. But after a shutout too is what a statement from Uncontrollables.
Yeah, Uncontrollables really stepping things up here in our final best of 5. Even though the shots are pretty close, not as big of the disparities as we've seen in these series between these two teams. It's Uncontrollables making the most of those shot attempts to ensure that 4-0 victory, and now they are just one game away from being your AET season champions and walking away with $10,000.
At least Disability would be happy if I Bet won, because they're like, well, we got beat by the champions.
The best, right.
Right, the best of the best. But I'm sure Uncontrollables have wiped all of these teams before. And this is the first time we see Uncontrollables lose to now getting back on that high horse, to be back, be in the driver's seat. With a shutout of all things. Yodam got nothing done after how many hats they've been able to stack up today.
Yeah, hat trick after hat trick out of Yodam, but finally Uncontrollables have been able to shut them out in a game. And now Uncontrollables on match point, looking to seal the deal here. Pandemonium even showing off some mechanics. Ashley has the attempt at a follow-up. Now they'll have to hustle back on defense. Pandemonium out of boost. Alpha with possession does at least manage to send this one to the corner.
Oh, Yodam just knows they're not winning that against Ashley. But now Alpha doesn't have any boost, and Yodam has to win this challenge and kind of is blocking all of this line of sight that Pandemonium can take to take that shot on net. So Yodam tries to guide this away, and Ashley right in their path. And both teams have put really good stops to each other's drives. But all it takes is just one slip up for both teams to really be good at punishing these.
Yeah, you can tell both of these squads just battling for that slight opening, looking for an opportunity. And Ashley says, if I don't see one, I'm going to make one. And he gets the Uncontrollables on the board first.
The dodge on the challenge. Ashley is looking like Yodam out here. Doesn't care who's in their way. And the way that they had to readjust the ball to stop that right side momentum, center it out, and then put it to the upper corner. Incredible control by Ashley. As Alpha looking for the pinch down, stopped right at the last second there by Ashley. kind of waits. Yodam goes away for boost. Ashley gets past the 1. Uncontrollables. The exponential improvements they've made are incredible to see. Ashley back down to Pandemonium. Yodam in position to just pop it up in time. Uncontrollables, close calls to get that second one in.
Here we see iBet just trying to defend that net at this point in time. The Uncontrollables continuing to swarm. The battle between Ashley and Alpha. Ashley gonna win it and turn it right into a goal.
Oh, Ashley, good control against Alpha here. 50 eventually just leapfrogs them. And Yodam thought that Alpha had it. Did not, and could not react in time. Ashley is the bully on the field. It's not Yodam anymore. Ashley's 6'5" out here, but Yodam will get a free one back, and we'll always keep the game close.
Yeah, iBet able to find something off this kickoff. Yodam cheating up on the 50, and it's going to pay dividends for them. So they're able to take away that 2-goal lead, cut it down to 1. But we'll have to see if they can maintain that level of play. The Uncontrollables been really stepping things up here in the grand finals. Pandemonium has the demo onto Yodam. Alpha has to contest. Send this one to the opposite wall. Yodam up for it. Ashley on defense. Is able to pinch that one away. Pandemonium now with a pinch of their own. Alpha able to carry this one across the net to slow down the offense.
Uncontrollables, the pressure is on. Yodam dodges the challenge. Pandemonium right by Ashley's side to bring back to the orange half. Maybe a missed touch from Alpha. Almost had an open shot there for Uncontrollables, but a great reaction from the defense to adjust. Yodam, goodbye to them. It's up to Alpha. Goes for the touch on the ball and also the corner boost, and this goes far and away. Where Uncontrollables have to bring it all the way back, and iBet have all their members back on their feet, but it's been offense after offense. Redirect from Ashley, saved at the goal line by Yodam.
Nice little passing play out of the Uncontrollables there. But unfortunately, iBet just in a great spot to defend. We have a touch on net. A demo also coming through. They'll leave the net open momentarily, but the Uncontrollables won't be able to score off the initial play. The double tap is attempted from Pandemonium. Ashley still at midfield. Does he have the carry?
Oh man. Uncontrollables. I've kept them trapped for so long. iBet can't breathe. Yodam is demoed all the time. Saved again, but Yodam with the heavy touch is somehow still has possession of the ball. Dodges the one challenge. It's up to Ashley. Pops it up in time. Alpha pre-jumping first, but it's not on target. That was the equalizer for iBet. Less than 90 seconds. Yodam from one side of the field to the other. Cracking past Pandemonium. And saved by the post. The clear needs to happen. Uncontrollables don't react in time. And iBet will tie.
Man, all these tiny decisions coming to a head here. You saw Pandemonium denying the corner boost rather than going for positioning. And it all cascades down as iBet is able to find their second goal and the tying goal. And let's make it a leading goal with that kickoff play from iBet.
And this is all solo from Yodam. Usually iBet have kind of forced these kickoff goals by having Yodam and Alpha go for the kickoff almost in a fraction of a second to have these double touches where Uncontrollables can't defend in time. But this time it's Yodam who just slides so well, recovers off of kickoffs for that. So 1 minute away from possibly going to game 5 of our bracket reset, and that's a missed touch there. Uncontrollables still fighting for possession as Ashley awaits what Alpha's doing, but with no boost, can't do much. Pandemonium probably running on fumes too. Uncontrollables good at slowing things down, but it's going to be tough to clear. Yodam collides with the defenders, but it's Ashley that gets the ball and helps Uncontrollables live for now.
Not a lot of boost in the tank. None at this point in time. Tries to cut that ball back. Thankfully gets the opposite corner boost, but that pinch is going to send it onto the purple half of the net. And with that, Alpha might just be putting a bow on this game, and we might be going to a Game 5.
Pandemonium not high enough on that jump. Maybe didn't even have the boost to do so, and Alpha getting the perfect air on that cross-field shot, where I bet haven't been able to get away with stuff like that in a long time. Usually when Uncontrollables have an offense, it's just a chokehold that they have on iBet when that happens. To now iBet being able to come back in the last, minute of the game when it should have been an Uncontrollables series win. We're going to end it in 5, and iBet bracket reset to bouncing back after Uncontrollables had woken up from hibernation. We settle it in one final game.
I was going to say, if you didn't think the stakes were high enough before, rather than it just be a $10,000 grand final, let's make it a single $10,000 game of Rocket League.
That's so stressful.
And we're just talking about it.
I know. I'm getting secondhand tension from this, watching it.
Yeah, so it is all down to the wire now. All down to a single final game between the Uncontrollables and iBet. The difference being $4,000 as well.
Not bad.
Not bad. So
down for either.
Down for either. But one sounds much better to me personally.
True, that's true.
So $10,000 will be going to the winner of this game between the Uncontrollables and iBet. Will the Uncontrollables battle back? For the entire season, they've been undefeated up until this day and against this team. And it's iBet striking first as Alpha bulldozes his way into the net.
Oh, Ashley backflipped, but jumped a little too high. And this is not the first time iBet has pulled off that kind of kickoff where they layer it, they cheat up, and they have very quick consecutive touches. And I thought that Ashley had a good handle of that, but it's the wrong flip to just give enough of a gap for that ball to slip through. And it's usually Uncontrollables that had such a quick start out of that, not bounce back in. Now it's just Pandemonium, who doesn't have boost to quick and hurry up and finish off that shot from Ashley. But at least Uncontrollables rotate back in time to not let this be a free Yodam show counterattack.
We still have iBet committed to the play. But now the ball in the hands of Ashley. They back off, but as soon as they gain possession, it is full steam ahead downfield. Trying to get another goal on the board. Now Yodam and Alpha. Repositioning. Alpha with the triple Lutz is going to be denied at midfield. Be forced back onto defense. Pandemonium now looking for the carry. Yodam, however, with a great pinch. Force Ashley back onto defense. The battle will rage on between these two teams. iBet still having that one goal lead, however, means the Uncontrollables still need to fight for an opening.
Yeah, good high touch from Ashley in that situation against Yodam. When you're hugging the post like that and an offensive member's trying to cut through, you have to choose your approach wisely. And Yodam hasn't been as successful in the challenges against Ashley, at least not as frequent as before. Here's Pandemonium with the dribble, the drop off, the save by Yodam at the goal line. Ashley steals corner boost and wants to keep iBet pressured back. Pandemonium steps up, and this is save after save. Not a threatening shot down low like that. Yodam doesn't have best control of the ball and has to drop down, giving Pandemonium a chance to get on his tail.
Have to see how the Uncontrollables start to change up the game plan, as what they've been sending at iBet's net has not been able to connect so far. This one stalling out at midfield. Thankfully, Ashley's there for the save, but Yodam still stalking their prey, looking for an opening, but the Uncontrollables have been able to send this one to the opposite end, and it's Ashley following up on the follow-up to tie us up at ones.
Yeah, Ashley threatens the double tap and talks it to the right side, and Alpha, I really thought they had that save, the clear two, and Ashley just lands right on the ground. and recovers quickly to finish off that shot. I thought Pandemonium was going to be racing downfield to tap that in. And Uncontrollables find the equalizer going into the second half. You're worried about a shutout situation, and Alpha gets the lead right back for iBet.
Yeah, Alpha. It's a little change up here. Able to get that flick over off the crossbar. Ashley in a decent position, but the car itself is not angled perfectly to divert that one out of the net. So iBet will regain the lead. Pandemonium now going on the offensive. Yodam will be there for the touch. Ashley sneaking in low, however. Loses the challenge and gets bumped. Alpha goes for the flick over Pandemonium. Pandemonium is able to recover.
Oh, it's going to be so tough. Like, Uncontrollables. Like, look what Ashley had to do to get one goal in. Ashley with a bunch of boosts, sailing again, dribbling. Pandemonium slams in to see if they could cut through that post. But Uncontrollables know once plan A, plan B falter, they need to head back and not let this go in. Uncontrollables plan C doesn't work either. iBet are just impossible to cut through. Oh, and Pandemonium misses the challenge. Yodam gets the bump! And 3-1 for iBet!
Yodam yet again. Dunking this one
so gross.
over. It's like literally millimeters of difference in Yodam winning that challenge and losing that challenge. But Yodam, more often than not, shows us that he wins those challenges.
Oh my God.
And now yet again, whether he's in front of the net or all the way on the opposite end of the field, Yodam is able to find these goals.
Just the trajectory, the arc, perfectly over Pandemonium, who's just in a vacuum against Yodam. Pandemonium struggles. But obviously it can't just all be up to Ashley, who obviously has to rotate for boost eventually and let Pandemonium go for the play if they're in a better position. Now iBet have crept up in the score, 4-1, 1 minute left, and the fifth one being denied. Alpha removed from the play, gives Ashley a chance to make the space. Yodam shuts that down and dunks it in. That's embarrassing.
I mean, Yodam just doesn't care if his teammate is there or not. He said, you're taking a quick breather. It's all good. I've got the 2v1. Showing absolute no fear there against the Uncontrollables. 1-5 now in favor of iBet. Completely flipping the script, turning the tides on this entire season as Alpha and Yodam continue to rack up the score against our previously undefeated team, the Uncontrollables. 30 seconds left to play. Can the Uncontrollables find 4 goals in that amount of time? While it's certainly not impossible, it is highly improbable. iBet looking to just run down the clock.
Yeah, just with everyone from iBet attacking the ball at all times. Yodam a lot more successful with the challenges and even the shots like that Yodam can pull off when they do regain possession. From the bracket reset to being from the lower bracket to getting their revenge, iBet are your $1,000.
Wow, what a grand final. Uncontrollables, while we talked about it, who's going to be the team to beat them, I'll be honest, it never seemed like it was going to happen.
Yeah.
It never seemed like they were going to let any of these teams in. They seemed like the peak of the adaptive esports tournament. And yet, here comes iBet. It's in the name. They said, there's the champions. iBet.
Bet.
And they showed up and they bet it all. They went all in here in the grand finals. And like you said, they're going to be walking away with $10,000. So congratulations to really all our teams here today that played throughout these previous 2 days of our season finals. And we'll walk you through that prizing here. Again, iBet are champions of our $25,000 season finals, walking away with $10K. The Uncontrollables are leaders all season, but will be your runners-up, walking away with $6,000. Disability taking home 4K. Handy Cracked taking home 2K. McCrug Mafia, also a late addition, but one of the stronger additions here, finishing in 5th with 1,000. And Wheels of Glory, also a 6th place finish worth $1,000. And our last 2 teams, Juicy Ride and Cerebral Moxie, 7th and 8th place, walking away with 500. So all of our teams really walking away winners here today. It is just, I bet, with the Cinderella story against the Uncontrollables and our first place finishers here.
And that's what's special, is that each of these players have a story coming into the season, whether they're returning players or new players. We've gotten a chance to interview a bunch of them. So Logitech G Ride on Twitter is where you can, just going to plug that in, because you really do want to hear about how these players have come, have moved, where they want to go after this. Is this just a stepping stone? Is RLCS in their future?
Right.
And with the mechanics on display today, absolutely, I hope that they've commanded the respect of their community, but also the wider audience, and I hope that this is just the beginning of their journey. The script that Uncontrollables were just going to be untouched, it was going to be a snoozer of a final because no one can beat Uncontrollables, to a bracket reset turnaround. Like, it just writes itself.
Yeah, and a game 5 on top of that, on top of the bracket reset. So once again, congratulations to all our teams, all our competitors, all our community members in our adaptive esports tournaments. This is not possible without you guys showing up and showing us the absolute best Rocket League we've seen in a long time. For anyone just tuned in right now, if you'd like to either support our partners or join our community, just be sure to head on over to aet.gg to find out more. And from myself, Lemon Kiwi, and our fantastic ASL interpreters, that's going to be it for this season of AET. We'll see you all next time. Peace. Oh, we should have held it.